We're here. We're back. One last time. What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Upside Down Watch. We are in, I don't know, the end. We're near the end.
Yeah,
We're going to be talking about... Go ahead, Toonie. Go ahead.
I was going to say, is it the Upside Down or is it Dimension X? We gotta decide.
I'm creating a new dimension.
Excuse me, it's now called the Abyss. Get it right.
Oh yeah, the Abyss. Yeah. The Abyss. Can I just say how obvious the name Dimension X is? Like, you could have picked any other Roman numeral. It had to be X.
Well, I'm just surprised that they went with the Abyss, and then I was like, oh wait, you got to keep your 80s Cameron references up. So
yeah, at least that one's in theme.
Well, we are here for the last stream to discuss Volume 2 and the finale. As a group, we've decided instead of breaking it down episode by episode as we've been doing, and the shit show that was Volume 2 with some highlights in it and the finale, we're going to discuss the entirety here. So there are spoilers for this. So please be warned, but to be honest, there's spoilers online everywhere, left and right. So if you haven't watched the finale by now, boy, oh boy, I don't know how you're avoiding those mimes on it. Please do me a favor, everybody, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. If you're in the chat, please share out the stream. This is also the official last stream of the channel. I will not be live streaming into 2026. Maybe I'll come back at some point, but I have new content and a new direction I'm taking the channel, so that should be fun. All that's done, out of the way. Sketch, how are you?
I've been great. This has been a roller coaster of an experience, going from Volume 2 over Christmas time, then coming back for New Year's and immediately going into this. It was very much a whiplash between the two feelings.
Yeah. Toonie, how are you?
I am splendidful as always. Thanks. I'm just thinking back to the season 1 stream that I joined all the way back when. It must have been like a year and a bit ago now. I had a different job at the time.
Right.
Yeah, and but no, if you remember, I didn't do this kind of like content at all. Like I don't even do this kind of similar stuff on my channel. It's just I just joined it because I thought, why the hell not? You were like, I think it was you were a panel member short, and so I was like, why not? I'll join, but I don't do this kind of stuff normally. So I'll just think about it. It's like, yeah, this is the last Stranger Things stream. It's been a journey.
It has. You have been a lovely addition to the group too.
I bought this mug on holiday when I went to Cornwall. I wouldn't have bought this mug if not for these streams, because I wasn't that into Stranger Things. I mean, I didn't dislike it. I just sort of enjoyed it passively, and then I saw the stream and I was like, yeah, why not? I'll jump on and refamiliarize myself with it.
This has been the most fun with all of you. To be honest, I'm going to miss all of you guys. Not that like I'm dying or anything or going away, but this journey of doing this for a whole year together and covering the show together and having some ups and downs on the stream has been interesting as well. Blue, how are you?
Good. Yeah. I mean, I was obviously
What are you pouring?
Just some Pepsi Zero. I picked up my kid. He went to go see Marty Supreme, and he's like, it was a film, Dad, but I mean, I didn't have 3 hours. It's fucking like 45-minute movie. Like,
what?
I just want to see it for the spanking. That's all.
Yeah. He's like, Dad, he's like, it was a film. But yeah, I mean, I wasn't on every panel, but I was always in your chat. But like, yeah, definitely for the finale, I'd make sure I had free time for this. But much like this show, you know what, guys, it's been 10 years and it's kind of nostalgia for me. We'll get into the finale, but like the characters, not the kids, but the kids were 18, graduating high school. My son graduated high school 6 months ago. So it's so much hit me that big, because I'm like, I started watching this show when he was 8, and now he's 18.
Wow.
You know, and now but the kids are graduating. It's their final year. It was his final year. He's in college now, but like he graduated in June. I'm like, but it is the end of an era, because you know, for many people, House of Cards was getting Netflix on the map, but this is by all accounts Netflix's flagship show. And arguably their biggest show, and could be the last water cooler show. After this show, what's the next big event show anyone's going to discuss? So this is an end in so many different ways.
One Piece is automatically what I think, but I think that's more so for anime fans, though.
Yeah.
Where Stranger Things is like a family event. You could watch Stranger Things with your parents, and each generation relates.
My mom watched every season. My sister, my cousins. Stranger Things came out 4th of July. It was 4th of July event. Everybody was like 50 million fucking viewers. Like this is this and Game of Thrones are like the last 2 flagship water cooler shows.
Yeah. Rachel, my demo sister, how are you? Yours look a little flatter than mine.
Damn, man.
I know. Yeah, that if I move at any point, it just looks like that. It's actually fine. It stays if I don't move too much. But it's comfy. It is. It's very comfy and revealing.
How are you?
I am doing well. I reminiscing. Someone said it earlier, and I was like, "Yep." I loved that I was in the chats watching with y'all since season 1. I was like, "Oh, you know what? Nadia's recovering. This is a good idea. It's leading up to the finale. Why didn't I join?" And then you were so kind enough to invite me on, and I've been with all of y'all for the last season into this one, and I am grateful going into this new year that I have made all of you guys as new friends. And even though the show was a disappointment, I think that when doors close, others open. So,
well,
let's wrap this up.
We originally were supposed to wrap this up on your birthday.
That's
However,
true.
I have a gift, not only for you, but for the panel. Give me 1 second. Let me load it.
And fear not, everyone, while she's loading, I will be having a birthday stream.
What's up,
since we no
Scoops
longer
Troop?
are-
It's Joe Crest here, a.k.a. Ted Wheeler on Stranger Things, wishing everybody a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And Rachel,
Yes, dear.
they say you're Ted's biggest fan. If that's so, thank you so much. And even if you're just sort of Ted's fan, thank you so much. But I want to wish you a happy birthday. Happy birthday, Rachel, and Merry Christmas also to you, Rachel. This is coming to you from Nadia and from me and Scoops Troop. I want you to have enjoy the big drop today. We got 4 brand spanking new episodes coming to you today, Christmas Day. But also, I want to wish you guys peace on this day. And a happy 2026. Happy New Year. And by the way, a little dad advice here from you. Same thing Ted would tell Mike. Don't wait for it to be a great year. Get out there and make it a great year. Each and every day, those feet hit the ground, sun. It's a beautiful day. Get out there and make the most of it. And go get them, guys.
Woo!
Nice.
That was good.
Thank you so much. Oh my god, that's so. Oh, he's so adorable.
They definitely didn't let him give advice that good in the actual show, by the way. Just go out there and you make it a great year. I was like, wow, where was this Ted in the show?
Make it a great year.
I asked him for three dad advice, Ted Wheeler style, and he gave us 1, but that's okay. That works.
Thank you so much, Nadia. Thank you so much. That is awesome.
Yeah, I figured it would be a great way to end our stream coverage and such. But let me say hi to just a few people in the chat. Just Dieter, take some good rest. Thank you. I'm very excited to recharge my batteries and get back into it. Box Office Brawler for $1.99. Cheers to Nads for a great year of friendship. He is so sweet. He sent me a card with a bunch of stickers of his artwork and stuff. So I'm very, very grateful to have met you, Box Office. Very cool. And since I'm surprised Toxic's not here, but just we'll play this one last time.
It's basically an intergalactic invasion into this space through people. I'm telling you, it's what we're dealing with. I'll just say it, make fun of me all you want, but everyone already innately knows this. Our Janet is a goddamn demon.
Wow.
No. The thing about the intergalactic invasion is technically true now.
Yes!
It aged like a fine wine.
No. It's not interdimensional, it's intergalactic.
All right, so
Anyway.
we're here. We're ready. Oh, man, we're going to do this. So I have this built, like I showed you guys backstage, based off the slides. So we're going to go into the volumes and then into the finale. No holds barred. We're not trying to save spoilers. We're not, if there's something related to one of the volumes to the finale, that's okay. We can discuss it. We have interesting moments that are separate for each of their slides. And then I figured after we're done with this, I'm going to pull up Twitter and we're going to look at some news articles and stuff that's come out. Sound good?
Sweet.
Yeah.
All right, let's get started. So volume 2 dropped on Christmas Day, or was it Christmas Eve or Christmas Day? I don't remember.
Yeah,
Day, Christmas Day. Are you guys starting or finished it? We're just starting, Normie. Welcome. So volume 2, what the fuck? Why did it call this sorcerer? Shock Jock was the volume episode 5. Episode 5, right? Yes. Okay. Written by Frank Darabont, described as the darkest and scariest to come, which I didn't even feel that. This is where the start to the uncover the upside down. We get the kids turning against Holly and stuff. So, to be honest, a lackluster episode in my opinion, but I open it up to the panel.
Were there 2 more episodes that came after this?
Yeah.
Mhm.
This was the 1st one.
I'm looking at all the slides and I'm like, I could have sworn this happened in like episode 8 of like.
Yeah, no.
They come up with the
5,
plan
7,
about it was the Erica and Lucas coming up with 2 separate plans. To one with Erica getting Mr. Clark's help to reach Dustin, and then Lucas's plan to shock the Demigorgon.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, yeah. I remember that bit. Yeah, and it's excuse me. It was the thing with like the kids turning on Holly, and then the Will versus Vecna round 1 technically. Like I could have sworn that was in like episode 7 or 8, but no, apparently not.
I think the kids turning on Holly came later because this is right after when they all get introduced into the Mr. What's It Dream World dollhouse, right?
You're right. Holly escapes. That's what
This is where Holly starts
Holly
to make her
escapes.
first escape.
Oh.
That's what she doesn't want you here. That's why.
Yeah. I thought I did give the link to last stream. I actually shared the actual fucking link.
Johnny, quick, block her.
I know. Oh, because it's because X didn't share it. I actually went to the X post that has the YouTube link and it didn't share it. So I'll work on that. But go ahead. Sorry, guys.
Did you send a link though?
I'm going to right now into the chats that I shared it to. So
Hi, Vex.
What's up, Vex? Vex is in the intro done by Vex. That's the last time we're gonna be playing it.
Yeah.
Too.
Godspeed, beautiful soldier. You will be missed. You've done this country a great service.
I remember not knowing what half of the clips from that trailer were actually like about. That was a season ago.
Yeah.
Here we go. There you go. All of them in there. Which veg? You wearing?
Yep.
I must wear a t-shirt.
Which, by the way, these were falsely marketed as like huge petals and like like furry things, and these are so thin. And look at these little ass petals.
Look at the floppy little jaws.
What's a drawing? You need to hold down up winner. Okay. So,
there we go.
I thought this Shock Jock was potentially, I thought this was the turning of the tide. Where volume 1, I don't think was horrible. We've covered volume 1. Where I thought this is not bad, right? This is kind of the mid mark through it. It's like it wasn't bad. Honestly, I don't think volume 2 is horrible, other than everybody focusing on the 2 scenes that we'll get to in the other episode.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just going through the episode now. The problem is this episode is 1 hour and 15 minutes, and you could have shaved it down. Easily took a half hour for this episode. Easily. And probably more.
100%.
I'm being generous with a half hour, but yeah.
Yeah, I had a lot of that in the finale. I don't want to get too far ahead, but it's like I feel like that's going to be the main takeaway from volume 2 and the finale. It's just that it's longer than it needs to be. Yeah.
This is what I wrote like for almost. I think I wrote pacing 15, 16 times. Like pacing, too slow. What's this? Boring.
There's a lot of chaff. Yeah.
The 2 words that kept coming up for me in notes was cumbersome and repetitive, in particular for volume 2.
Yeah.
Like, I'm gonna jump the shark ahead a little bit here. The finale.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
was very chunky.
I have something to say. I have something to say about Mike's leadership later.
Thank you. I wrote that down too.
Yeah, I think you're thinking the same thing, but we'll get to that. We'll get to that in the finale.
Oh, I have a whole thread. A whole thread I saved on X of plot holes that we'll get into. That
I'm okay. I'm okay with the finale taking as long as it does. I just think that like you could have trimmed a lot out of like this second volume and then split the finale into like have big fight and then epilogue instead of putting them together. There's so much in here maybe this one not so much to episodes 6 and 7, but you can definitely like streamline this down. The two words that kept coming up in my notes were cumbersome and repetitive for a reason.
Yeah, like
Go ahead, Blue. Go ahead.
I'm scanning the episode now. Like the whole, like, I mean, a pretty good theme, a dark theme, which they didn't really play on it. It was like Callie explaining to Eleven where she's been the entire time and showing what Linda Hamilton's character is doing to her. But it's only a 4-minute scene. But the premise of it's fucking dark. Like, you've been draining this girl's blood for like a year or so, trying to replicate more experiments. Like, that's an idea that they should play out. And of course, we'll get to later, but it doesn't do anything. But as an idea, but it's only a 4-minute scene. You could have done a lot with that premise where they've been literally torturing this girl and draining her fucking blood to clone her powers. Like, that's some dark shit to do in a TV show and for a horror show, but it doesn't pan out though.
Yeah.
Also,
bye pregnant women.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say, Rachel. It's like in the finale, they were okay with just like blowing up a bunch of pregnant women.
We're just gonna kind of overlook that the lab is still very much. I guess Kali just forgot to mention that part on the way out.
Yep. Yeah.
So with Shock though, there was we all guessed it where Mr. What's It had erased Holly's memory of it, because this is also the episode where she finally realizes her mom was sliced in half by the Demogorgon too.
Yeah,
there's like a scene of it too as well. And then Max being told to run. I thought Max was gonna go. I was like, oh man, all right. They kind of duped us in season 4. They duped us a little bit at the beginning of this, and then all of a sudden nothing. I see you, Toxic. I'll send it over on Facebook for you. But yeah, I think this is, in a sense, if we were looking at any other seasons, this episode would be like a solid episode. It's not bad. There's a lot of moving parts to it, but it's not memorable. Like, there's the run scene where he's turning Vecna's head to tell Max to run.
Yeah,
that's about it.
Yeah,
everybody remembers.
It's a great moment. Like, considering it's balls up sorcerer, I don't need it to stay like at that level of a crescendo. It can go back down a little bit.
Yeah,
right.
So I'm a little more forgiving towards this one because it is kind of resetting. I do appreciate though that they immediately try to address like using Will as like a conduit to get to Vecna, and it's like, no, that's not going to be enough, guys. If it was that easy, we wouldn't have multiple episodes to go. Let's just explain that away and give it something.
And also, I'm watching right now too with Vecna holding on Max again with the effects, man. The CGI and effects in Vecna, he does look fantastic as a villain.
Oh yeah, he looks great.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Rachel. Go ahead.
Now I wrote down that the CGI throughout all of it was some of the highlight points. So they did well on the visuals, but that's it.
I'm literally lying to my boss. I told him I had a security emergency from another client, and I had to get on a Skype call with them real quick.
I mean, yeah, okay. We've literally got like we've got a monster. It's over on that side of the screen.
Yes, got like I told him there was a problem. Chicken. I told him it was a problem at the club upside down, and luckily he's a boomer and he doesn't know what that means. So I'm like, I came up here.
Did you tell him your flux capacitor is broken?
I didn't tell him. He would know that. He would understand that reference. So we're just talking about Shock Jock tonight?
No, we're talking about all the volume 2 and the finale. We just started.
Okay. All right. First of all, I want to get this out of the way really quick. Freaking liar, pants on fire. I knew Eddie wasn't coming back, and you had everybody. What'd you do? Get together with everybody in a private group chat and be like,
"No, Eddie's in the episodes. I don't know what are you smoking."
Explain it to me.
How do you think that the kids were able to break free of Vecna's influence?
Yeah,
Charlie didn't have enough strength for it.
Did you watch the same thing we did, Toxic?
Okay, listen, miss me with your bullshit. I watched it.
Toxic. Stop. He's there.
Stop
he's
it.
there.
Yeah, he's the So is he in the room with us now, Nadia? All right. Secondly, this show lost all of my goodwill with the finale. What a piece of dog shit, fucking horrible crap. I've never, since Game of Thrones.
I'm surprised by this because you were the biggest defender of Volume 2. We're all like, what are you smoking?
Guess what?
Crack? Like,
and guess what?
Going on?
And guess what? I am an adult, and when I'm wrong, I will admit that I'm wrong. And if I'm proven wrong, I was proven wrong. Just like you were proven wrong about Eddie, I can admit that this show did not stick the landing. Now, is it on par with Game of Thrones? I think it's a little worse. Just due to the fact that a lot of the stuff I kind of forgive with Game of Thrones. I'm not it's not that egregious. The stuff in here is egregious as fuck. Oh, hey, we slimed a bunch of your guys. That's what the kids are saying instead of the K word now. We slimed a bunch of your guys with heavy weapons. Is it cool if we just go now? Yeah, you can go. No big deal.
We're gonna get there. We're gonna get to the finale.
Well, I don't have time to get. I don't have time to get there.
Okay.
You
Go
gotta
ahead,
take.
Go ahead.
You gotta take what I give
your
now.
Rant. Hold on. Let me make sure I time mark this as Toxic's rant. Okay.
They spent more time. They spent more time on Will's coming out ceremony and the prelim to it than they did on the battle with the final boss. Where were the Demogorgons? What the hell happened to them? Are they off on a fucking vacation? What the hell is going on there? And we're supposed to believe this Inception fantasy that Will is spinning, that and now we're gonna just so we can have years and years of people arguing whether or not Elle died. She should die. She should die just for that bad acting in that horrible wetsuit. How come she wasn't chafed the fuck up in that wetsuit? She had that wetsuit from one water tank to dry land to another water tank to desert. Dude, she wouldn't have been able to fight. And then what happened? And what did they give Vecna a roofie? How did he all of a sudden just get all? He was like barely giving any effort into it. If they could have just cut his head off after stabbing him, then why didn't they do that before? This is ridiculous. Duffer Brothers, eat a dick. Seriously, you guys were going to go down in history.
You missed your option, Toxic. You could have told him to suck a fat one.
Suck a fat one. Suck a fat one. Listen, I am not willing to forgive all of the egregious things just because there's a couple of cool moments and some Prince songs that they got from his greedy ass fucking family after his death, because I'm actually more mad about that, really, because everyone's like glazing over the Prince songs. Prince made a vow to never use his stuff in anything that wasn't a production of his own, and now his greedy ass horrible family is selling it to the Duffer Brothers. Shame on you, Prince's family. Fucking shame on you.
I didn't even
you
know
guys
that.
are garbage.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah. It was very famous. Well, me being the old guy in the group, I'm gonna know stuff like that. But yeah, this is trash. I wish I had never ever watched the show at all. I wish I'd stopped at season 1. I'm so disgusted with myself. This is like the same feeling I had when I realized wife number 2 was just going to keep robbing me of my money and sleeping with my friends. This is the same level of betrayal that I feel. You're dead to me, Duffer Brothers. Don't let me see your face on the street, or else you're going to catch these hands. Toxic out.
For the sake of this being Nadia's stream, that he was joking about that.
He was joking. Allegedly. I don't have memberships anymore. I can't put this behind a members only video. Okay.
So obviously, Toxic rated this 10 out of 10. He's gonna binge it every single year on New Year's going forward.
Yeah, I know.
I knew you were smoking fucking crack when you were like, Volume 2. What are you guys talking about? It's really good.
Yeah, it's the one show. It's the one show that IGN rates a 6. No, I'm kidding.
IGN rated a 9. I saw it today.
Of course it is.
They rated it a 9 this season.
Interesting.
Yes. Yeah. A 9. Yeah.
So,
Look at me, a super fan. I wouldn't even rate it a 9. Look at me, and I'm dressed up as a demigorgon.
So if you've got really bad eyesight, I was technically right.
Yeah.
You're just looking at it from the wrong side of the board.
Oh, he literally is like toxic out.
He's got to get back.
Yeah.
To work. I'm glad he stopped in. Thank you, Toxic.
Listen,
if you can
he said,
hear us.
I'll give you kudos here. You said you don't wish you didn't watch past season 1. This whole year you were on a panel discussing all 5 seasons. That takes some commitment to the bit. Good on you. There's the real star actor of the show right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, okay.
Go on.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, I did mention this in the chat at one point, but I do find it funny that I wouldn't even care about Volume 2 being good or bad if not for me joining these streams. Because if you remember, I wasn't even really like, I wasn't like a particular fan of Stranger Things before I started coming to these streams. I just watched like the first 2 seasons and then just dropped out. So I'm like, it's funny that I've got myself invested in Stranger Things enough that to be this disappointed in Volume 2.
We pulled a Godfather 3 with you just when you thought you were out. We pulled you back in.
The question I have for the panel, as we were discussing Volume 2, if Volume 2 had hit it out of the park, would we have been as disappointed with the finale as it is now? Like, if Volume 2 was actually really good, there wasn't a sour taste in everybody's mouth about it, and then we get into the finale, and the finale delivers what it delivered, would we
Yeah.
be as harsh on it? Go ahead,
No.
Rachel. You're raising your hand.
I
No?
saw you ask this question when you did, and I wrote it down. If volume 2 was good / brilliant, would we be upset? No, because I still had a modicum of hope and optimism from the lack of scenes in the final trailer, thinking that they were saving the best for last and just trying not to be a Debbie Downer. So no, So no, if it was just as brilliant and as good, because I walked in and I was just like, you know what? I'm going to walk into this new year. They're trying to give us something. Let's just see if they're not going to D&D themselves. D&D meaning Game of Thrones, and stick the landing. No, they didn't. So
I wonder if volume 2 should have been spent more so on defeating Vecna, not this whole like it is time. I don't know how much fucking time you have, Vecna, but let's get going. And like actually use the 3 episodes to defeat Vecna, where the finale would be like the reveal of the mind flares, and then you get into the mind flare battle, and then you have that as the finale, and then you have the epilogue. Instead of, because we'll get into it, I really think they shortened Vecna. They really fucking handicapped him on this.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Well, what's not even finales are one of the things people talk about. Like the finale, you could like Sixth Sense. What's everybody talk about? The ending, you know, and like Game of Thrones at this point. Game of Thrones, boy, it was going good, but people now Game of Thrones in the stratosphere. We talk about the ending. So the ending, you can have a mediocre show. If the ending's fantastic, people forgive it. Also, you have a fucking fantastic show. If the ending sucks, that's all people fucking talk about is a shitty ending versus the great. Because Game of Thrones had a good 5 fantastic seasons, but boy, people don't talk about that because the ending was so fucking terrible. So the ending, if this ending was perfect, this would have forgiven the kind of like the first 7 mediocre episodes.
Yeah,
I think you can look at this the finale and the disappointment around it the same way that you'd look at something like Endgame. When Endgame came out, there was a bit of criticism for it, but there wasn't nearly as much because it did kind of, you have this 10-year like story across all these movies and everything. It just about squeezed to the finish line, right? It just about squeezed to the finish line with enough good going for it that people still think of it as like the end of the story. You know, some people still say stop after Endgame, and you know, some people say stop after Infinity War, but I would still stop at Endgame, flaws included. I would say that the Stranger Things finale is very similar in that if Volume 2 was like better than it was, even if we didn't change anything about the finale, it is still flawed, maybe even bad. But I still think it's got enough good going for it and enough good faith throughout the show generally to carry it through to the finish line, and that people would still generally look fondly on the show as a whole, even if we didn't change anything about the ending.
No.
I think the finale for this one, and we'll get into it, was definitely a big slap in the face to season 4, but and a lot of plot holes. With Shock Jock, one of the other big things that happens is Nancy decides stupidly to shoot just an imaginary ball of out without knowing what it is, and Dustin it starts the whole melting process that we'll get into leading into the next episode. But they basically think there's a generator in the Hawkins lab, and I use generator lightly, that is basically feeding Vecna or his powers. So they're thinking if they turn off the generator, they basically defeat Vecna in some way. And they split up into groups, Nancy and Jonathan to the roof, and Dustin and Steve to the bottom, where also Steve gets his ass handed to him by Dustin. And everybody's like, he didn't want to hit the kid. He didn't want to hit the. He should have fucking hit the kid. Like, maybe
I don't know about that.
Yeah, dude, Dustin takes a fucking. Steve is down. He's about to get up. Like, he's down. He knocked him down. Dude takes a punch, punches him right in the face. That kid deserved a hit in the face, and I get it. It's him. Steve, said Eddie was not a hero and stuff. Yeah. Is this a boys thing? You guys like to fight and then you guys make up?
Some guys bond after just almost killing each other. It's just how it goes.
Yeah. Why not?
When Nancy shot the little, when Nancy was blast first and asked questions later, that was the turning point for me. I was like, there, you just sealed the whole Nancy's a girl boss kind of situation, because she didn't wait. And I was like, it was fine up until that point. She wasn't a girl boss up until that point, and I was like, bro, God dang it. Okay.
I
remember us defending her like it too, defending her left and right. That is just part of her character.
I'm gonna give that one a pass because there's definitely a bigger Wheeler who's a girl shows up as a girl boss in here somewhere than Nancy does. To be fair, she is called Walk 'em Down Wheeler for a reason.
Yeah,
it is in line with what we've been saying this last year. I mean, listen. I'll give this episode credit here. The bit that it sets up with Dustin here is probably one of my more memorable moments from this volume. And that fight does break the radio, so they at least do explain why he can't get to her. He did kind of tell her, like, he did tell her very confident, like, yeah, it's totally a shield generator, just don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I still say, like, you still don't know what's going to happen if you destroy the shield generator. Like, does it make, maybe it alerts of the Demogorgons to your location or something? You'd still, even if you don't expect it to be a wormhole holding reality together, you'd still get the group together to be in one place. Because let's say, you get attacked or something goes wrong, you're all spread across this building. You don't know where anyone is. I still think it's. I would never have thought that Nancy would have been stupid enough to just do that without any kind of committee.
Or at least going to go get them. Like, hey, we found something. Let's go get them. Maybe take the smartest kid in the group of you to decide what it is. But yeah. Steve Dustin left an arsenal firearm, so I'm in favor of a garbage can lid and a stick. Make it make sense.
Look, sometimes in the gaming world, sometimes you've got to drop the DPS weapons for the cool looking weapons.
Every party needs a tank, okay? And listen, I'm sorry guys, duck hunt is not a qualification to wield a firearm.
Shall we move on to the next? Oh, and one of the biggest reveal in this is the melting Hawkins lab, and I don't think he says it in this episode. I think it's and then it's stated in the next that basically we're in a wormhole.
Yeah, the upside down is just like a between realm for.
It's the bridge.
Which
it's the loading screen.
Nadia, I said this earlier this year. I'm like, I wonder if they're ever going to explain the upside down, where it came from, what its origins. And to their credit, they actually do explain what the upside down is. Which I was wondering, will they ever close that plot thread so we know what it is now?
You're right, but because it's Brenner's creation. It's Brenner's creation to get to.
But the upside down itself, the whole thing, it's just big a bridge to another planet. It's not even another dimension; it's another planet. But the upside down there is an explanation of what this thing is. Which I'm like,
the upside down was created by Brenner. That's why it all looks like, because that's how they found the notebooks. It's a stupid fucking excuse. I will give it to them. I do like the wormhole description better than any time traveling description we're ever gonna get. Best case scenario, we got a wormhole. Worst case scenario, we get time travel. And I would rather the wormhole over time travel.
Yeah, but also this is science based. I mean, it's not supernatural. It's not demons or magic. It actually is science fiction at its core.
True.
Their teacher in season 1 explained it with the wormhole, with the pen through the paper and stuff. So like the existence of the upside down and connection to the abyss or dimension X or whatever, that's fine. That explanation didn't bother me, that it was a wormhole and stuff like that. But how they utilized it with the villains, that's where it was lackluster to me. Like between Vecna and Ted. So any more comments on Shock Jock before we move to the next episode?
Just the 19-minute mark, Marie says, is anyone else starving? I love the whole, like, everyone's got to take a break and just get some Doritos and chips and popcorn before we hash out the ending plan here, because we're fucking hungry.
Because they funded it. They got to put the Doritos and the Gatorade and all that.
You got to be able to post about Delightful Derek on Twitter with a Dorito bag somewhere.
Good old Marie.
Yeah.
We're all hungry.
Yeah, I didn't like that they showed Vecna in the... Because that was definitely the episode where Will has his little fight with Vecna, right? The mind battle. I didn't like that they directly established that Vecna can use his little ranged tentacle attack to grab people in that like mind realm. So basically now every single chase we've seen where he's like chasing after Max, he sat there like, why didn't he just grab her with the tentacle? His arm is
That's
literally
true.
made of the tentacle in the previous episode. Is it like episode 2 or 3? Where no, it's episode 4, isn't it? Where Max meets Holly, and then it shows Max escaping Vecna for 2 years.
Yep.
It's like his arm is literally made of tentacle when he's chasing her, and he doesn't like think to grab her. But then later in volume 2, he grabs Holly with the tentacle arm. And you're like, it's just I'm not going to make excuses for it. It's very, very convenient.
All right, we're going to move on to Escape from Camelots. Camelots.
I thought it was
Camelots. Whatever it is.
Escape from the convenience store with the camels.
Yep.
This was supposed to be the most heartbreaking episode for it because of a particular scene, which we'll get to that scene. That scene has its own slide, the breakup scene. So we'll get to it. Okay. So as Holly and Max fight to escape Vecna's mind, Elle must find a way into Will's. Joyce wrestles with guilt, and Jonathan and Nancy face a turning point for it. I didn't hate this episode other than that particular one scene, but I have a couple gripes. Max, my girl, why didn't you run? Like, why did you run? Like the scene at the end where her and Holly are in Dimension X, not the Abyss, but Dimension X, his little, like the red dimension. And she sees the escape and Holly sees her escape. Why are you guys slowly walking towards the exits? Why aren't you fucking booking? I don't get
Cool
it.
Points.
Right? This is also where we learned the wormhole in this episode, and this is also the repercussions of shooting the what's it called, the matter,
exotic matter
too, which restarts the melt on everything here, and also we'll get to that fucking.
Did you guys happen to like when Nancy and what's his name there, Mike's inside like that, the melting and the plastic and like the goo, it's so well done.
Yes, the visuals were very well done. The visuals are always going to be very well done for the Duffer Brothers. They are visually stunning people. I'm sure that they have got a lot of imagination on what things should look like. Good luck, Paramount. Your shit's going to be bad.
I mean, we were saying like Netflix spent what was it, like 200 million on this thing?
400 million.
$400 million for this season.
This season, I thought that was going to be the whole show.
I think it was, right?
No, they said this season.
I could have sworn it was not 400.
Yep, 480 million was the budget for season 5, with averaging 50 to 60 million per episode.
Yeah.
God.
I mean,
damn.
To the credit, I can see it on screen though.
Yeah, I was about to say, well, you know what? This, at least as far as using $400 million goes, this one at least it shows.
Yeah,
people were kind of mixed by Andor, but I did give them credit. Season 2 of Andor. I'm watching this. Every episode was like a freaking movie. Like you can tell they dumped like 400 million to Andor. I'm like, this is a beautiful looking show.
I still need to watch season 2 of that. I heard lots of good things about it from like Drinker and basically that crew, but I never actually got around to watching it.
By the way,
you liked it
as well.
This is the episode that I just checked out and did not give a shit about Will anymore. I just don't care about the fact that he had to be rescued again by 11 in his mind.
Crying again,
and the fact that had to do the whole, like, I have plans for you again.
Yes.
Done it, seen it again. It's just like repetitive. And I was a big advocate for Will. I liked Volume 1's Will. I was like, finally, he's taking a step forward. He's not the victim anymore. He's regained his power over things. He's going to come forward and be a hero with the rest of the crew. And boy, oh boy, was that a fucking letdown. Left and right. I ate my words with Volume 2 in the finale on that one.
And this goes back like with the shock jock saying like, I'm fine with them Will thinking he can try to fight Vecna and Vecna just bitch smacking him around. I'm okay with the consequence of that being now Will is in a trance and Vecna's gonna taunt him and use him to figure out where Max is, which granted he should have known. He should have been able to piece together in 2 years anyways, but details. Yeah. The only problem I will have is that you get 11 just swoops in and just undoes like, it's okay guys, I got him. It's like, great. That was a waste of time. Vecna, I kind of wish Vecna had just gotten the information he needed out of Will, taunted him a little bit, and then just broken his arm and told him to piss off.
Yeah, because in this scene, he's using Will to see where Max is, so he decides to hurt Max in the real world by sending the demo dogs to it. And I will say the hospital scene I liked, the escaping Lucas carrying Max. I get it, the reference to Jurassic Park, even though that's not an '80s film.
Yeah.
And I get it. Okay, Mrs. Wheeler comes in and saves the day by lighting up a washer. Yeah. I get it. I get it.
No.
I just
No.
Nope. Nope.
like.
So you're
Bro.
mean to tell me the Demidorgans, the
Demidorks.
They didn't even sense her. They didn't know she was around. No, Rachel. No,
they were running.
Mhm.
All of a sudden, they stop. There's this music blaring.
Lucas is basically holding the boombox above his
Yes.
head.
Slowly walking. I'm going to creep around the corner. Are you here? I'm going to creep around this corner. Are you here?
I thought they were going to do the. I thought they were going to do. Yeah, I thought they were going to do the trick where like they go to the boombox and it turns out they left it somewhere else as a distraction. I thought they were going to do that, but no, it's not.
You know what the worst?
No.
Here, hold on.
But she
you know
didn't need the music after all, guys.
That was the worst part of the whole thing. Is like you're supposed to have this whole tense moment of Robin begging Lucas to turn the music off, but no, we can't do that because that's how she gets out. But meanwhile, in Vecna's mindscape, Max is like, actually, yeah, don't really. Lol, JK.
Yeah, no.
And
It's
honestly,
also,
that whole conflict could have been solved if they just had her Walkman from season 4 instead of the boombox.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. The Walkman.
Yeah, Alex is right. She was literally so injured she couldn't speak for it, but now she can barely stealth her way around a hospital with no demo dogs hearing her.
How did she know?
You don't need psychic powers to know that a coma patient is in the hospital.
Oh yeah, there's that. But there's also like, how did she know to like set up a massive fire trap like that? And like, how did she know that like fires?
How did she know she wasn't going to injure them? How did she know she wasn't going to like blow up the whole entire hospital with that?
This is what I mean. There's a bigger walk 'em down wheeler who qualifies for a girl boss potential than Nancy does right here.
Oh,
yeah, my engineer boyfriend was like, "That is not how that would happen."
Listen,
same thing.
Listen, she girl bossed so hard she turned a Demidog into Tim Allen.
It's one of those like it's I think it's just one of those situations where she's read the script. Do you know what I mean? Like the character knows that it's all gonna. The character does this thing because it's the solution that they've written, and I guess the character just knows that it's gonna work out, even though it's not something you would try real life because you know it's got weight. I mean, you might if you had like no other alternative, like you just didn't. It was the if you had reason to think that the creatures were weak to it, and it was like a what's the expression I'm after? Like heat at the moment, you didn't have time to think about it. But I mean, even then, that's if you have reason to believe the creatures are weak to fire. What else was I going to say anyway about the I think Max being in a coma? They make a point of saying like even the doctors couldn't explain why she's in a coma. That's because she's not really in a coma. She's in the mindscape. And I'm like, after everything you've been through, why wasn't that like the first thing that you assumed? Was like,
also,
go on.
Isn't she blind? She was blind at the end of season 4.
Yeah, there was that as well.
Should be.
Yeah. So shouldn't she, even if she does wake up, she should have, like, she should.
They kind of
be
play
blind.
with it a little because she says that like, oh, you haven't used your eyes in like 2 years, so you can't see quite right, but she still recovers her sight anyway.
She's the fastest recovered coma patient I have ever seen.
Her broken joints healed up quite nicely.
Yeah, also, Linda Hamilton's trying to take her blood.
Where's her mother? Like, her kid's just being rolled out of the hospital after waking up. There's no mom hanging out. Like, what's going on?
You know, my girlfriend made that same point when she was watching. She's like, hey, are her parents dead or something? I'm like, no, they're just not there. Even she pointed out, I was like, you know what? That's a great point. Where the hell are they?
And for the Karen Wheeler thing, it's my fault. It's totally my fault. I have been hyping Karen Wheeler since season 1. I've said she's always had intuition about her kids and stuff. And you know what? Duffer Brothers went, you know what? She's a fan favorite. Let's give her some more speaking roles and some more action roles. And they shouldn't have.
The monkey's paw curls, one more finger.
What's up, Doc? I see ya.
Sorry, go on.
In this episode too, we also get Henry's flashback to him killing the scientist in the cave kind of deal, which is also in the play. That's how the play happens. Like they've taken things from the play for this episode and the next episode with the memories and stuff. Which, by the way, spoiler, the spinoff is not the Mantuckic like position that Hopper's supposed to have. Montauk. Thank you, Mantuck. I don't know. I'm not from the East Coast. Fuck it. Montauk kind of deal. It's not supposed to. It's a spinoff based off what was in the briefcase. So my prediction is the spinoff is just the play adapted to live screen.
They're gonna do some sort, because doesn't the play have something about like a military like Navy ship that gets teleported? It's gonna be like a Nadia. You're gonna hate me for saying this. They're gonna do Welcome to Derry, where there's this one little piece of lore that they just kind of gloss over. They're like, we're gonna expand this into its own little thing.
Yep. Yeah. And I will not be there. Just FYI. I will not be seated for that.
Nope, we
Fuck
good.
that. I was gonna originally buy the Creel Lego house too. Nope. I'm out. I'm good.
Womp, womp.
Now, with this episode, a lot of things to take away from. Steve and Dustin finally making up. Dustin realizing, maybe he shouldn't be such a shit to the one person that cares about him. The wormhole, where we see the wormhole where the poor Buick or the Lexus or whatever car flies off. We get the chase in the hospital scene. But everybody's takeaway.
Woo!
Well, we did say we were hoping for it.
I wanted to ask a question to the panel before we get into this. Did you guys take away that they broke up, or that they just decided to stay together and like just not get married? Like they're gonna work it out. Which one? Sketch.
I got fully broken up from this.
Rachel,
you did? I did not. I was like, oh, they're going to take the time to figure out everything after this, but not not a breakup scene whatsoever for me. Not one hint.
Blue?
Yeah, I took it as they broke up. It's just they're admitting to each other that, listen, we love each other. We got flaws, but we're not meant to be together. We still care about each other, but we're both fucked up people in our own right. This isn't going to work. And this is it. We'll still be friends. We still care about each other, but they're not going to get married and have kids later on, which
not six nuggets. Toonie?
Yeah, I thought the same thing. This entire how long was this scene again? Like I swear, it was like 10 minutes.
This scene was longer than the scene that comes in the next episode. Everyone's getting all riled up about.
Yeah.
This was longer. This was longer than that. Okay, I don't know what people's problem is.
It starts at 41 minutes and it ends at 50, so it's a 9-minute scene.
Jeez,
wow.
Why all of that just to say that we're we're not.
That's why I'm
going to be a thing.
That's why I'm watching with you guys.
Yeah. No, also, I made a meme about it. I'm not going to get it up here, but it's the whole thing where Nancy starts the conversation with saying oh no, me and Steve, I mean, he's nice, but we were never a thing. And I was like, that is bullshit. I do not believe you.
The bedroom eyes in season 4, Eddie saying to Steve, that's real love right there, man. That's true love.
Listen,
of her diving in.
Steve takes his shirt off on that boat, and Nancy's looking at him just like, oh my.
Hey, whoa. I was like, don't even try that. Oh, we were never a thing. You were eyeing him up shirtless. Don't even go there.
Mm-hmm.
How bad of a writer do you have to be that you have to go online after the episode airs and clarify that these two have broken up?
I hate when writers do that.
Amen.
I picked up on it, and a lot of people did, but how bad of a writer that your average watcher, like somebody who doesn't cover it, not like us, who look at theories and stuff, who've been talking about it, how bad do you have to be for the average for you to go and somebody be like, did they break up or not?
Is that the writer's fault, or is that just the average viewer being retarded?
I don't know, man.
It makes a good point, because boy,
I will answer that
generation and
because think about it like this. This whole panel that we did, 4 out of 5 just said that we processed that they broke up, right? And yes, Nadia, we're paying close attention, and Blue's right about the TikTok generation not really paying attention. So that's why I'm like, is it the writer's fault, or is it just the people who are second monitoring this are just brain dead?
Yeah.
Rachel?
I turned to my boyfriend and I was like, after I found out that, after the writers came out and was like that, I said, Josh, that scene, did you think that they broke up in that scene? He said no. He flat out
And
said no to me. He's
He's
like,
an engineer. He's pretty fucking
He's an
smart.
engineer. So,
So-
I mean,
Okay,
I don't
let
know.
me. What's the like thought process as to why they didn't break up then? Because this is all. I didn't even know that the writer got on Twitter to try to clarify that.
It is.
I mean,
It's
from them,
people from a perspective are taking it as similar to a lot that they didn't necessarily break up, but marriage was off the table. That they decided that they're going to kind of back to square one with each other and let each other
Yes.
kind of figure yourself out, but not actual broken up.
Hmm.
Like not actual. The
See.
relationship is over.
Okay,
Yeah,
see, because
that's
I
exactly
think
what we thought.
okay, because
Yeah.
in my interpretation, it's like, well, you've been dating for what, like 4 years now at this point. They've been together, something like that. It's like, well, at
Also-
that point, if you're being like you're not going to go through with the marriage thing, that is a sign of like the breakup is here, isn't it?
I don't know. I mean, I've never had to fight interdimensional creatures in a relationship, so I don't know how that
I
affects
have.
the relationship time.
Wait, Nadia, you're telling me you've never been stuck in a room filling with liquid plaster of Paris to stick you to the wall for your untimely, horrible, slow death before?
Can I tell you guys how I would fix this scene? Can I tell you? I've been thinking about this for a while, and I've said
Oh,
it before.
boy.
Let me tell you. Okay, all right. We're leading up to this scene, right? Nancy takes the shot, and you get the overhead shot of them kind of melting into the stuff, right? They die. They go 2 for 1. We're out. We don't get this scene, nothing. But as the audience, we know that there's been a rift between the two of them. We also know that Jonathan was getting ready to propose, that the ring was in his pocket, and that is the only thing they find of them. It's just the ring kind of sticking up out of the goo once everything settles in. How much of a heartbreak would that be? How much
Thank
of
you.
like I get it. People would be pissed off about it that they didn't make it to the end, but there would actually be consequences of actions in this.
It would be an interesting like as hard hitting because you're not expecting. Because I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't expecting anyone to die in these scenes, but like it would actually be a very big surprise. Be like, oh shit, like Jonathan and Nancy actually not just. I mean, Jonathan was like if they're gonna kill anyone, they're gonna kill him. But it's like Nancy as well. Be like, damn.
Yeah,
See,
or
and that's what I
give
thought was
them
going to
give them a
happen.
moment.
Yeah.
Give them a moment together, but it eventually does kill them. Like the fills up, it kills them. The ring's the last thing. Also, think of how it would affect Steve too. On top of it, yeah.
Mhm.
Can I give
So when they were sinking into the thing, I was like, "Oh, good! Finally, we're going to get
2
some
for 1.
deaths. We're gonna. They're really doing this. Nope, they're not doing this. I mean, every single psych out, I just got angrier and angrier. So
I was expecting one of them to get stuck like in the wall when it like rehardens, like they saw the corpse of the soldiers. Can I
That's what
propose
my boyfriend
a
said.
solution? Can I provide a solution for how they could keep them alive and do all this stuff to get them to the end together so no one dies? That I think would have worked better.
Sure.
I mean, if it works better,
Okay.
go for it.
I'm gonna try this. Let me see if I can just. You can have everything up to here. Just move the breakout scene or the breakup scene after they get out of here. Have them like while they're stuck in here. One of them says something almost like with Steve to Dustin, where it's like, yeah, Eddie died for nothing. He wasn't a hero. Just something that really just like is like too far. So they're on bad terms in here while they're trying to get out. And then they actually do get out. It's like, okay, well now we gotta sort this out now that we actually have the time to do it. Because this scene where they're surrounded by melting walls was not the time to do this.
I like it, but I like my idea better because you kill
I mean,
them all.
sure. I mean, yes. Not obviously, but if we have to keep them all for the finale, you do what you got to do to get them there. I'm just saying. That's all I'm saying.
And the whole point of you two like rewriting these scenes is the point of intention versus execution. Should both of should this scene and Will's scene that's coming up have been put in there? Sure. I mean, you could have done this earlier. You could have done this shorter. It's the way that you did it. It was misplaced. It was it misaligned. It didn't fit. And then you spend 9 minutes, Blue. That's just ridiculous.
Well, this is what I think we're saying about how like there's so much like in this second volume that you could just trim out and just like squeeze it all
definitely.
together. Like you could just have like this, like the breakout. I keep saying breakout, the breakup scene, and then Will's scene, just like back to back. Like just have like little just like character monologues like one after another, just to fill out this episode before you get into the big finale instead of dragging it out.
I like Alex's point here. The Duffers dragging out boring love triangle stuff for 5 seasons just to shut down both relationship feels just like a cop out. Yep, Go ahead, Blue.
Yeah,
Sorry.
it does. It
No,
does.
because skimming through it now, this episode is 1 hour and 10 minutes. It's at 1:15 because 5 minutes of credits. But yes, this again another hour, so it's a 70-minute episode, which you could have shaved off 20, to be generous, maybe 25. But
I go
also,
higher than that.
Yeah.
Get rid of the whole Max Hospital thing while you're
And
at it.
I
Cut
gotta
it out
pause
like
right
30
here.
minutes easily.
pause at the 48-minute mark. He says to her, "Do you accept my unproposal?" And she smiles, but he goes, "I love you." But when you give a girl and says, "You accept my unproposal," it's obviously we're not going to be together to get rid of the ring. I still love you, but like, yes, we are breaking up. We're not going to get married. But just that's the entire point of the scene. I had this ring. I didn't propose to you for a reason, and they're both smiling, accepting their fate. Like, we're not going to be together. I mean, but yeah, how much more writing on a fucking wall do you need to explain this scene?
And why isn't Nancy with Steve? That's my other question. You have alluded to this all the way up, and I'm not saying I want them. I don't care. I think Steve deserves better. But you've been alluding since season 4 that they're gonna, and now all of a sudden 6 little nuggets with you are a problem. You got to go to New York and get a lesbian haircut and be a powerful, independent
New
woman.
York. I
They
thought
literally
or
made
whatever,
an
wherever the fuck
journalist,
she went.
like,
She's
they-
in Boston.
Boston. Is she in Boston? Okay.
Said,
Emerson-
it
Emerson's
was
in
Emerson,
Boston.
yeah.
Okay, whatever. I don't fucking. I didn't
again,
care.
It's
I
New.
swear to God, where
It's
they-
new. It's
one
it's
of them
New
is in New York,
England.
one of them is in Wichita, and one of them's in Emerson. I didn't give a fuck where they were. I don't
It's new.
care.
It's all just New England. It's all the same.
Yes, I don't care.
That's why,
Greater tri-state area. Blah blah blah.
Again, after the stream, when you watch Drinker's video, he talks about Nancy's fate and the whole like a strong, independent woman, wine mom, 4 cats. Eventually die alone in your apartment. Your cats are eating your corpse. Like, damn, Drinker.
I thought
Same.
it would make sense if I was the writer, because up until this point, we've led Nancy to be this independent individual who does want to get out of Hawkins, who wants to be more.
Right.
But what if this event caused her to realize that the most important thing is family and staying close to the ones you love and having kids and that kind of connection? Why does it have to be,
I honestly, she should. I think about it now. She should have stayed in Hawkins with Steve, and they just stayed like good buddies. You want Nancy to be the strong, independent career woman? Have her take over the Hawkinson newspaper from season 3, like full on, like she just hostile takeovers. It's like this is hers now.
Well, as we get to the finale, but they all still remain friends and close and talk.
Yeah, we'll
And
see.
they have that.
I would say one scene naughty because it's only again 1 minute scene between Dustin and Steve when he breaks down, and starts crying. He's like, "Not you two, not like Eddie." That was a good scene.
That's what I mean. But that's what I mean about like from like
it's a
the
1 minute
last
scene.
one. Yeah, that's the one that was like honestly the most impactful, because you know why? It did in 1 minute and like maybe like 3 lines of dialogue that they couldn't do with the Jonathan and Nancy in 9 minutes.
You know what they need, Nadia? Velcro. So
or pins or something. Kind of like.
Sorry, Sketch. We were both.
I couldn't tell if you were listening. I couldn't tell if you were listening to Sketch. You just fully changed.
We were.
Yeah,
I understand. Playing with the Demogorgon flaps is more interesting than watching Escape from Camazotz. I'm going on the record. This is my least favorite episode of the whole season right here.
Yeah.
Everyone on their high horse bullshit about episode 7. Fuck off. This is the worst episode.
And it was the episode that was alluded to be like the most impactful, emotional, like it was a big fucking deal when they were talking about the volumes. And
you know why? Because they decided to repeat the Kate Bush, remember this 10-minute, we're going to run long scene. That's why they tried to tug at your emotional heartstrings. And that's when the episode truly pissed me off. I mean, I wrote down, I am super angry about the repetitive scene with Kate Bush.
Like, I was really down on Drinker in that first volume 1 video he did, where he's like, if I have to hear Kate Bush one more time, I'm going to kill him. I'm like, oh, come on. It's not that bad. Then they brought back that whole epic symphony reorchestration they made for the credits of season 4. I'm like, oh, okay.
All right, let's get to the next episode, which is The Bridge. And by the way, I rewatched this. Other than Will's coming out scene, nothing.
Yeah.
I don't feel like there's any pivotal moments in this episode. So The Bridge is on the anniversary of Will's disappearance, which that fell flat. Why wasn't that mentioned again? The party reunites to prepare for battle with world alternating implications. So this is also where those kids fucking beat the shit out of Holly.
Yeah, the kids, they have a knack for that.
Right?
Anyway, did they ever explain, like, they mentioned it and teased it like loads of times in this season, but the spores that you're not supposed to breathe, did that ever come back?
Nope.
Last of Us.
No.
That was the thing they built up for ages.
Yeah.
So like, oh look, we're actually going to give an answer to the spores, and they have like characters like 3 times an episode be like, "What about all the shit we're breathing? Should we be doing something about that?" End of the season, nothing. It
Nothing.
shouldn't have even mentioned it.
Just get Robin and they'd be like, don't worry about it.
Alex is like, why is Scott Clark doing more for the plot than Mike Wheeler? Isn't he supposed to be the heart of the party?
Yeah, they did say that they were going to try and make him more of a leader, didn't they? And then
Not try. They said he was going to be.
Do you
Yeah.
think he was going to be, but then they were like, you know what, let's go. Because remember, Volume 2's editing, like post and stuff, didn't finish till about, a week or 2 before the episode was released? The episodes. So do you think that Mike intentionally maybe was supposed to take a lead role, but they decided to kind of switch and follow Noah, like Will, instead?
Yeah.
Like put that time towards Will.
No, I think that the whole like they were still working on post thing was mostly just for like last minute VFX, like trying to get some labels and like logos out of there for copyright stuff, which they still missed some, by the way.
Yeah, like the Under Armour. on
Apparently there's the
armor.
Under Armour one. You see, and that ties in. Remember in Volume 1 when they were walking through Hopper's cabin? I'm like, is that a green screen back there that they just forgot
Yeah.
to get out? That's why I'm just like, oh, all this talk about we're still doing posts right up until release. Like they were trying to just get those last minute VFX shots done. I don't think it was for any like script or story reworks. I think this is how it always was supposed to be.
They've had 3 years to complete this. And I actually would say 4 years because they probably started writing or had an idea of where this was going to go around season 4. Or maybe not, because I said that last night, but then I look at season 4 and how season 4 ended. Maybe they really just didn't know how to go with season 5. They just were starting from scratch on it. Because season 4 sets you up for this like apocalyptic type of world, and we get this.
They said
Yeah.
that they said they told the Netflix people that they knew that this was how it was going to end, and I was like, I don't believe you. I don't believe you one bit.
Well, maybe they meant the epilogue parts, not the big climactic parts.
I mean, yeah, but the epilogue's just wish fulfillment. I mean, let's have all the characters. Let's give them all happy endings. I mean, it's like I can think of a fantasy. I can make a show up off the top of my head right now, and then give all the characters happy endings. It's not. So I know how I want this to end. It's like, well, of course we all know how we want it to end.
Well, yeah.
how
Well, that's
we're
what
gonna
that's
write
what
the story
well
that
that
gets
that's
us
what I'm saying. It's the word games are like, well, we know how it's going to end, and they all lived happily ever after.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And give it to Steve to figure out how to get to the abyss too. On top of it, when they were figuring out how to get from the upside down to the abyss, it was actually pretty clever.
Can we take a minute just to address how many scenes in this volume are just the crew coming up with a plan for a heist and making some weird like metaphor or analogy for like, now imagine that this glass is the upside down, and now imagine that this armband is the squawk box in the radio frequencies, and if we stretch the radio wavelength frequencies we can reach Vecna's mind from across dimensions and just upload 10 tetrabytes of fan theories into his brain and overload his dreamscape.
When we were talking about volume 1, when we were talking about the first episode, I said, I'm kind of glad we just dropped into crawl number 30 instead of crawl number 1. I think looking back at it, I would have rather crawl number 1. I would have rather them take right after what happened at the end of season 4 and show me like the plans of them searching for Vecna and stuff instead of all this shit. Because there's weird relationships here that don't make sense. Why is Will and Sam, hi Sammy, I saw you. I'm like, what's Stranger Thing? Why is Will and Max so all of a sudden such close friends? She's been in a coma for 2 years, almost 2 years, and yet they have this like bond and stuff. Like some of the character dynamic doesn't make sense, and I think I would have rather had seen those relationships kind of come to grow instead of us just being dropped into crawl number 30. Just my opinion.
I do like this whole scene with Dustin explaining everything, because it does lead on to later on where Dustin, if anybody in the group, he will be the one to be book smart and studying. Just Dustin's so to his character and Trench with explaining what these things are. And if anybody would become a scientist, it would be Dustin.
Also, why did it take 11 so much strength to pull up a sheet of metal?
I noticed still watching it. Like, remember I told you not in the beginning where she was training, she wasn't really using her powers as much. She wasn't bleeding. Now later on, she does everything. She's constantly nose bleeding. After episode 1, she didn't bleed at all. Every episode, every time she uses her powers, so I lift the fucking paperclip, she's bleeding now.
And I agree with that. Elle and Max literally spent all of season 3 bonding. Elle fights her hardest to save her in season 4, but when they finally reunite this season, they treat each other like co-workers. It's just like, what is going on? I feel like everybody checked out. The entire cast, it looks like they checked out. Even that group scene you can see on screen. It looks like the fucking Avengers Assemble kind of bullshit here. All right, let's get into it. I know
at least with the Avengers, they have loads of cool superhero outfits.
Nope, you just gotta call Toxic back because it was Al just running around in a surfing outfit.
All right, guys. Here.
I have a small paragraph.
I want to state something before we get into this. We love gay people on this channel. We're all for gay people on this channel.
We all love Leon.
So
yeah,
I think
we love Leon, but
I like boobs.
And we all.
Who doesn't?
I think they love us more than we love them. But I mean, that's a different.
But we have stated since season 1, and I have clearly, that Will has always been gay. And I actually like Will as a gay character because his sexuality is not the main focus of his fucking personality. And I get it. It's the 80s. It's different time. I get what they're trying to go for. But Will has always been I don't want to say interesting character because he's not my favorite, but it's never relied on his sexuality. I mean, but we get it from season 1, season 2. Mike tells him he doesn't like girls. Season 3, season 4, and beyond. This scene doesn't make any fucking sense that there are 12 other fucking people in the room. This scene, if they wanted a coming out scene, that's totally cool. You should have done it with Joyce, Mike, and Jonathan. That's probably about it. Maybe Hopper. Maybe about it. But you don't need Murray. You don't need Erica. You don't need 8 sitting back there. You don't need people awkwardly just waiting for him to say that he doesn't like girls. Like, it's just... And they filmed it for 12 hours.
Listen, all the nonsense about like reshoots and all that stuff aside, I'm in agreement here. I'm going to change up the people who need to be there to. It should have just been the core group of the 4 boys. Yeah. It should have been the 4 boys, and then around the corner listening in is Jonathan and Joyce, and maybe 11.
That's fine.
Yeah,
that's perfectly fine. But it was a press conference. It was a coming out press conference, and you know what? This totally killed the momentum for the season. And I think the series for them, and I honestly think it killed Noah's career. Not because, again, I'm not against gay people. I'm poor, gay marriage and all that. Totally cool with it. But it's because you are now taking it and pushing it in people's faces. And one example I can give you is my sister, who is the most liberal person I could probably describe to you, lives in Chicago, all this kind of stuff, pro gay rights, trans rights, all this stuff, told me on the phone, like, what's with all the gay shit? A normie was like, this is like, turned it off from it. So like, why put this in? We've known he's gay. Why does it need to be this big?
Because now, like we said, the audience is retarded.
Also, the guy, like he says that I don't like girls. Okay, the term gay has existed in our language for 400 or 500 fucking years. Like, why use the term I don't like girls? We all know what you mean, but why can't you come out and say I'm gay or I am gay or just? But that's such a weird choice of dialogue. I don't like girls.
No, I saw that.
Why come out before you're supposed to go after Vecna? Sorry, Sketch. Go ahead.
No, I understand. This is the Festivus moment here. We got problems here.
Yes,
but no, Blue's right. I saw someone talk about this earlier today. It's like, nowhere in anywhere in the scene is does anyone just say gay at any point? I'm just like, this is Netflix here. They're not shy about saying that. So why not now?
Will comes out because he figures Vecna is going to use his secrets against him, and then Vecna just doesn't do that.
Well, no, Vecna doesn't. Hold on, I'm gonna push back. I push back on that one point because everyone keeps saying that's like he's gonna out him or something. Like, no, that's not how Vecna does it. He just uses it against you himself. He's not gonna actually do shit.
He's not going to tell your friends you're gay, but he's going to make it seem like you have illusions of it, like the guilt that you have in it, or whatever.
Yeah,
I don't know. Did you guys see?
The
Sorry,
fact that he thinks this is a good message that he's sending out to children, because I watched him in a different interview.
Oh boy. Yeah.
I thought that the monologue was clumsy. It was a bit embarrassing. It was completely pretentious. And I don't like girls is not what you would say. Blue is correct. Like, why can't you just say, I'm gay? I'm gay is what you would have said back in the 80s. This is, I don't like girls. That's it. It was
even then. Why even pick the timing for it? What's the point of it? Like, I get it. Oh, I've got to
execution.
Yeah, like if I get it, it's been built up right since season 1. It's been built up. I get it. He's gay. He's got a crush on Mike. I get all this stuff. But also, even after he came out, there wasn't really like any closure between him and Mike. Just because Mike called them best friends, that was it. But there's no closure to the fact that you were Will's first crush.
That was almost like a Ray Skywalker moment for me, by the way, when they had that conversation in the finale. It was like, we're more than just friends. I was like, don't do it. We're best friends. I was like, fuck for that.
Something I've asked several friends.
I'm fine with that.
The finale does a time jump, right? It says it takes place in 1989. So this is taking place roughly 1988. I was born in 81. My mother is 65. She grew up with the whole planet knew Freddie Mercury like boys. My mother knew Elton John was gay. I knew Elton John was gay when I was 5 or 6 years old. The whole like, well, this is different time, different era. Maybe for the 60s and 70s, but just again, I was 8 years old when this would have been taking place. I had gay friends as well in middle school and high school. I didn't know anybody, at least in New York, that were beating the shit out of and hanging and fucking roping, lynching gay people in the 80s. Like, was it that big of a fucking deal? Maybe the 60s, but like, I don't understand. Like, oh, the 80s was bigotry, and were gay people really like that hunted down in 1988?
Yeah, well, that's the thing.
I mean, at least as far as like maybe like Midwest Indiana, they probably were a little bit more than like New York.
Right. As I'm saying, I mean, I don't know, because I've been in New York State my whole life, so I don't know what Midwest will be like. But
maybe in a small town in the Midwest. Yeah, maybe in a small town in the Midwest.
But also, let's just remember here, like Vecna's whole thing here is like showing you like what he wants you to believe in and think is like reality. And I don't know if you saw it, someone kind of accidentally proved his point there by making like an AI, like if this scene happened in 1980s for real, and it's like this is literally just what Vecna showed him to make him believe it, that he had to do this. So like you just proved that you proved the point of why the scene exists.
Yeah,
Alex is right, by the way. I read that.
That's so crazy to me. Also, why did he end up in a Milwaukee bar where like I saw all the the serial killer jokes going around?
That was Milwaukee?
Yeah. He ended up in what's the guy that used to eat people? I can't even think of it. Dahmer, yeah. And they like, some people have like edited Dahmer in the background of it and stuff, like Evan Peterson's Dahmer and stuff. Yeah. It's and also the stigma of coming out too. And I agree with you, Sketch. More to think about it. Yeah, it would make more sense to do it to the core group of friends, right? The 4 of them come out, say you're gay, great. Even if, but this scene was way too long. And it also changed actual characters. Where was Murray's like one-liner joke, right? He would have done something to break the tension. Like all these people, and Hopper too. Like these, having them just sit there like Zach said, like a conference, didn't make sense to have that many characters.
What's what Sammy just said? I mean, yes. I mean, I think publicly, even in the late 80s, early 90s, there could be that stigma. But again, telling your friends, if you have telling your mother, your best friends, if you have a group of 4 friends playing D&D, if one kid's like, hey, Chris, I'm gay, I don't care. But if you go publicly, maybe. But like, this big coming out scene with your closest friends, 11, your mother, it seems like the kid's not dying of AIDS or something, or he's not like, a pedo. He's like, guys, I'm gay in almost 1990. It does feel like almost really forced. Like from 1988.
I really wanted everybody to go, we know. Just move on. I just wanted
I was 100% waiting for Joyce to say, yeah, I know.
Yeah, we know, honey. Let's go. Let's go.
I wish as everyone was hugging him, Will just looked at Jonathan, and Jonathan just mouthed, "I knew."
Yeah, I mean, I'll always remember that scene from season 1 when there were. I've always called back to it. Hopper and Joyce were talking about the way Lonnie treated him. Yeah, it's like,
is he a fag?
Yeah, they goes,
well, is he?
Lonnie used to think he was a fag, and then he goes, well, is he? And he goes, he's missing.
He's missing.
It's always my favorite scene.
Even like Nadia, in different stream, Enzo was making jokes saying like, if this were to happen too, at least our friend group, okay, after the scene, your friends like lovingly they would be roasting the fuck out of you. So now you finally admit you're gay.
So many
yeah, how many
jokes.
gay jokes? And, it's endless, especially in the fucking late 80s, early 90s. But to this day, I've got gay friends. I can, as friends, make gay jokes. But this would have been, they should have been the finale, constantly riffing on the guy. It's how young boys, especially teenage boys, handle their gay friends or any kind of different friends. It's lovely.
I mean, look how we handle Leon. I get it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, well, you know what? I mean, to be fair, Leon's never had his mind, what is it for? Like, invaded by an interdimensional psychopathic god complex, evil Groot. You know what? Yeah, maybe you're onto something there. Maybe that does.
But then Will also doesn't dress up like a woman on stream on the internet neither. So Leon does.
Look, Sammy said something in the chat there, and I have to point out, I hated the show's attempt to be in on the joke with Will's bowl cut in the finale.
Oh,
do you remember that when like Robin, Rockin' Robin was like on the radio, and she was talking about like she made a jab at Will and said what she said, like, my something knowledge is as outdated as my friend's bowl cut, and I was like, you are not funny. I just sat there like, you're not. No.
I mean, at least as far as characters to give that line to, they gave it to the Maya Hawke character. So you know what? Fair enough. At least it's not like Finn Wolfhard saying it.
Yeah.
I was like, you just had to do that.
We understand it was the bowl cut. It was the leather chaps. It was the assless jeans you're wearing. We kind of, we knew for a while, so.
But Nadia, did this scene exhaust you more than the Nancy Jonathan breakup scene did?
The reason it exhausted me more is because I like Will as a gay character, because again, I like the fact that sexuality is not his main, like, it's not his personality. Sexuality is who you like at the basis of it, it's who you're attracted to. It shouldn't be your personality. And they've never really made it his personality. I get it. He was confused as a kid. So, he didn't, and it's the 80s. So he didn't have any other gay people until Robin showed up to kind of guide him in knowing that he's accepted. There's nothing wrong with him. He's just a normal person, just so happens to like boys. That's all. And they threw this in our faces. And again, I told you, like, my sister, who's like the biggest defender of all this stuff, is just like, this is too much. This is too much to do this. And I think I would have liked it better if it was more, if this is such an important moment, you're right, Sketch. It should be a bit more intimate. Shouldn't have been just, let me tell the whole group. And then nobody reacts to it except to hug him. I get it, hug him. But like, I was like, okay, is Murray going to say something? Murray says something about the dick joke that Robin did for Steve not too new earlier. So
I mean, even something as simple as like, Jesus, about time. Like, nothing.
That's the thing. I mean, with both the Nancy Jonathan scene and then and this scene, just my first thought throughout both of them was just get on with it. It's just taking too long.
Yeah.
It's like, it's not even just the scene itself. It's like, how long was this scene?
Let's see. So basically it starts at the 49-minute mark, 49 minutes rating. So holy shit. And so, 56, we'll say about 7 minutes.
Yeah. When you say it started at 49, is that the bit where he's talking to Joyce without anyone else?
Okay. Yes. Well, Joyce. So I'm saying if you technically want to, so when they sit down in the room, him and Joyce are talking solo for about, we'll say 2 minutes actually. So the whole group comes in about the 51-34 mark. So 51-34, rating soul 56. So
so it's like a 5 minute. It's 5 minutes. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
It's like, right. It felt a lot longer. I'm not gonna
lie.
Hours
for 5 minutes.
Yeah, that's the thing as well. It's that they shouldn't have revealed how long it took to film the scene, because that just makes it worse.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, this kid has completely killed his momentum for his career. I actually really enjoyed him in Volume 1. I thought, wow, Noah really has the acting chops. Like, he's going somewhere with it. There were a couple problems with Volume 1, but overall I liked it. And then, honestly, I think the fact that you, instead of just putting yourself out there as an actor, and you have to hide behind a gay flag. And I don't like that.
And so, as you said, Nadia, thing is, also the timing, guys. This is 50 minutes into an episode. This is episode 7 of season 5 before the finale. You've had 1, 2, 3, 4, now 5 seasons. 60 hours worth of fucking footage. The 50-minute mark with 10 minutes to go to the finale. This is when you reveal this thing. Not in season 2, season 3, season 4.
Could have done it in season 4. The scene between him and Mike in the back of the truck, where he's like telling Mike he's the heart of the fucking party, and then like maybe comes out to Mike, or his best friend, the person that he sees in volume 1 as the ability to gain his powers, his like memories of his friendship. But no.
Now this might sound like a stupid take, a hot take, or a mix of both. All right, but should they have had in the time jump of between season 4 and 5? Should they have had it so that Will had like come out to a small selection of his friends off screen when they're showing like the little catch up of what we've all been up to in between seasons 4 and 5? They show a change in Will's personality, and that is like a lot more comfortable around people because that's what he's done. He's come out to some of his mates. Again, he's not broadcast it to the town over the Rockin' Robin's radio, but he's a lot more comfortable with his friends and more outgoing because he's not got that weight over him anymore. They had like 2 years. How long did they have between seasons? Not in the meta, but I mean in universe. Was it like?
It was about a year.
Oh,
yeah.
It was like 18 months, right, or something? No.
Yeah. It was just under a year and a half, like just under 2 years.
I don't know if that's like a hot take or anything, but what if they'd done that? Like they'd made it so like that's Will's big change in between seasons that come out.
I feel like we needed a scene, but I would have been okay if we had maybe a scene of him just coming out to Joyce maybe at that point. But I think just because the character's just been alluded to being gay, and it's been part of the internal battle of him having feelings for Mike and not figuring it out and stuff. I think we needed a scene. I just don't think we needed this fucking scene.
And that's what people have said online, is that so many people like from in lore and universe, you understand the context. Vecna, Will can't defeat Vecna because there's one thing he's afraid of, and Vecna feeds on fear. Once you're not scared of Vecna anymore, like Freddy Krueger, Vecna can't fuck with you. This is his one final moment. In context, it could work and it should work if it was written better. Because like once the whole world knows I'm gay, dude, I'm not afraid of shit anymore. This is my one last fear. As a horror movie, as a science fiction trope, it works, but it's just the execution was so awkward.
The thing is, I think his friends knew he was gay or different in some way. I mean, season 2, Mike goes like, "You don't like girls." Maybe they don't know about that he likes boys and stuff. But again, it's always been alluded to. So like, why have that when he overcomes it? Why have that be his fear? Like any of them could have left him at any point in the seasons, right? They've had turmoil between the group since season 2 and beyond. I don't count season 1 because
I do as well. If you have a tight group of 4 best friends like that, again, maybe you said I was raised differently, but like if one of my friends would say, "Chris, I'm gay," okay, it just wouldn't amend shit to me. But
that is what the fear is, that they've been with you so far, but someday they will leave you.
Yeah,
I mean
that's the whole point. Is like they've been with you so far, but they won't always. That's I mean, it's gonna sound funny. That's the phobia that it's like it's the irrational thought that he's grappling with, is that someday maybe they will actually just leave me.
But he does leave them though at the end. Sorry, at the end he does leave them.
Because that's after he's already conquered that fear though.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Tony.
I was gonna say I'm not really sure what I think about the fact that this is like the fear that Vecna holds over him. This is the power that he has, and then once he's got over this, then he doesn't have power. Because again, it's I made it into a meme before, but I was being serious with it. Dipshit Derek had Vecna tormented him by showing like his family, like showed like all his family members with their eyes gouged out, and that's how he controlled Derek, was by terrifying him by showing his dead family. With Will, his fear is his friends not liking him when he comes out. You're like, I feel like one of them has a much more horrifying fear than. I feel like one of those is like a much
Vecna does see one of them as much more crucial to his current plans. I think the necessity to be a little more explicit about what you're going to do is a little more apparent when it comes to Derek.
But I mean, like,
you're 100% right. I'm just saying, it's like one of these kids is currently being used as like an extra like PC part to make Vecna's RBG PC run better. Okay.
Yeah.
What's
he needs that kid. He needs him to stay there.
I mean, Derek, they should show Derek a fucking salad bar. Oh my god.
Right. When they
Show him a
keep up with it at the end.
Are
with
Derek's
Holly.
parents still in the barn?
Oh, that's true. Yeah. Have they been untied? Have they gone to the local police? Where's the local sheriff?
So what did Erica put in that pie?
Oh my god! And
Oh
so
man.
the end result to this is this.
Yeah.
I'm okay with it if it had been written better and more intimate. This was not the victory that they thought they had. And I'm seeing even fucking and Doc was in chat. I don't know if he's still there. And he's like, I'm gay. I don't like this. I rolled my fucking eyes at this. I mean, I see that most of the LGBTQ community that I at least see online are like, what the fuck is this shit? Like this, you don't know how to write a gay character. Really? Yeah. You don't know how to write a gay character up till this fucking season.
And this is also the problem with modern writing, of course. And some certain people, writers, producers, whoever, saying, "Hey, well, if you don't like the scene, remember, you're the issue, you're the bigot, you hate gay people because you don't like the scene." We're all like, yeah, like I said, Nadia, even gay people are like, no, the scene's just shit. It's nothing to do with the gay character, asshole. Stop defending the whole like, oh, we can do bad writing, but you're homophobic. It's not that at all. Trust me.
Well, Blue, don't you know that those people are just pick-me's and useful tools? And,
Well, hold on a minute. Let me jump in there for a second because that fits into a bigger issue of le review bomb and the review counter bomb that has been going down on IMDb, where it's like you look at those two, like those 1 out of 10s and those 10 out of 10s. You're just like, I don't think half of you actually watched this shit to begin with. You were just told,
even
quick, I was literally like, hey, I think this episode is getting hit. Go back it up on my side. I got so many screenshots over here from people who are like, you're not a movie review channel. Why the fuck are you talking about this shit? It's like, dude, like, it's okay. Listen, is it bad? It doesn't deserve, it's not a 1. It probably actually does land somewhere around like that 7 or like that 6 range. Okay. Everyone putting it like on a 1 though, and a 10 though, is like, no.
Also, everybody following content, like if certain content creators that are very big say that certain things are really bad, other content creators jump on that fucking boat as well. And they're like, no, it's cringe. People are just coping. I'm like, it tells me that you actually don't watch the show and dissect the show. You just are on the bag and wagon or whatever for what other people say. Like I can tell before the show even came out, when everybody was making fun of their ages and stuff like that, I was like, I can tell none of you are real fans of the show. None of you really enjoyed the show. Most of you said, oh, I dropped off after season 2. Then honestly, in my opinion, you shouldn't even be reviewing or talking about it if you're not going to watch the show in completion.
I wonder if he's still in here. Sammy it was totally unreal. He posted a meme somewhere. It's like, I don't live in America, but, and then the other guy just cuts and says, okay, fuck off. I want to make a version that's like, where it's like someone says, I didn't watch Stranger Things after season 1, but I think, I'm like, okay, fuck off.
Yes. Like, just have your own opinion of it. Don't just follow what everybody's saying. When I went on Late Night with the Gooch 2 nights ago just to talk about the finale because we just watched it. And initially my opinions of it were a little bit more negative. Upon the rewatch, there are some positives of the ending, but I think the ending overall is still lackluster because of how bad Volume 2 was. I think if Volume 2 was really good, because it's hard to me to remember any really key moments other than the coming out scene and the breakup scene, right? Because those were the 2 moments that were pushed on. But there are gems. The whole thing, I think Holly is a great actress. The actress who's playing her, the whole scenes with her and Max, I loved that. I love the Dustin and Steve dynamic and stuff. But in Murray's quick, funny one-liners. But all that is erased based off these 2 fucking scenes. So
yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't even remember what happened in this episode except for this episode.
But that's kind of where that kind of gets to my point about like this volume. It's like, okay, trim out like 2/3 of episodes 6 and 7, leave like the exotic matter going haywire and them needing to break out, leave the monologue between Jonathan and Nancy, and then leave this coming out monologue, but trim them down obviously. Suddenly you're down, you've cut out a whole extra episode. This can be just episode 6 where everyone kind of does like their trauma dumping or whatever, gets it off their chest, and then jump into your finale. It would be better.
What if they actually did this scene or something similar to the scene, but they did it in the epilogue? where instead of Will coming out to everyone, Will internally realizes he's gay, right? The whole dynamic with him and Robin, he's able to overcome Vecna, right? He's like, I'm not afraid of you anymore. I know who I am. And then epilogue, he's like, epilogue, hey guys, I don't want to, in simplest form, hey guys, the reason how I defeated Vecna is I realized that who I am truly inside, and I'm gay. Like, something to that extent.
If he just leads off with, this is what Vecna showed me before we left, and I didn't realize blah blah blah.
Has anyone here seen The Haunting of Hill House?
Yes,
I have.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, that's exactly what happens at the end of that. I won't spoil exactly what, but what you've seen, it seems like you described.
Oh yeah.
Shirley and the husband, if you remember, they go through I'll try not to spoil it because he's really watching it. But
I've seen it. I remember.
All the events of the show, and they deal with all the traumas and hang-ups, and then at the end, when they survive it all, they get over it on their own terms, and then they all go home and they work it out with their personal family members. They work out that they get over it inside, inside themselves, and then they go home and sort it out with their significant other of whoever.
Alex has this great point here too. It's like the little found footage style of him growing up was like 30 seconds, I think, and it was a lot more effective about showing us Will's psyche than this was.
Yeah. And then after this, to me, in the finale, he's useless. Like, completely useless in my opinion.
Well, should we get into that? Because it's funny you mentioned that, because he has that one moment later on. That one singular moment actually got the applause from my theater.
All right, the Right Side Up, the finale. Who saw it in theaters? Sketch, Blue.
Yep.
I initially was going to see it in theaters, but then my theater was so disgusting. Looking at you, AMC, Town Square, you guys are disgusting. Like, this is like, we've walked out of many movies so far, and I was willing to give you a chance, and you guys don't really care about your theater. That's my little rant on it. So we just picked, and they were non-refundable tickets because they were considered food credits. So we just got $40 worth of candy and brought it home.
Which is kind of annoying because the joke was 11. They actually my ticket concession was $11 to celebrate 11. But we paid $11 for a large popcorn, large soda, and no bullshit. One of these, this alone is fucking $11. So pay for $11 for large popcorn, large soda, and a 2.5-hour film. That was a steal, but also $11. Like, come on, guys.
Oh yeah, we got little bags of candy that I'm sure we could have done 3 for $5 at Walgreens for $40. But whatever.
My AMC was one of those AMC dine-ins, so we actually got to use our credits for burgers, and we paid like $5 for 2 of them.
Yeah,
that's cool. I like that idea. But I'm telling you, the AMC in there's 2 AMCs in Vegas. One I'm way too far from. The one that's closest to me. Chris and I have had this issue multiple times with them where they just don't give the shit about cleaning their theaters. It was bullshit. Sticky. And mind you, this was the first showing. I went for the 5 o'clock showing, and they had us in a theater. They didn't have us like in an IMAX, just their standard theater. It was gross. People in there, some people smelled like some individuals. So we're like, fuck it. We raced home, and we were able to start the last episode within like 20 minutes of like everybody else.
On a side note, Nadia, some people can say what they want about the finale, but I covered it today, actually. Variety, this came out for one day. In one day in theaters, they did $25 million.
Yeah.
To the theater, too. It wasn't to Netflix, too, because it's counted.
Oh, yeah.
Before we get into this, I have to shout out my husband. He had made sure that since we've seen Vecna's cave, he's always said that it's the Mind Flayer's body. It's since day one. He was like, that's the Mind Flayer's body. That's the Mind Flayer's body. So just have to give him credit for that. Yeah.
Excellent.
All right, guys. I have moments that I have picked, but we can discuss this as a whole. We can jump around for this. I don't expect this we don't have like pinpoints that we need to stick to. Let me pull up my notes on it. Where is my notes? Okay. So much song. First scene.
So, I would just like to say, Nadia, you need to pick up the phone because I fucking called it.
Called what?
Steve.
Remember? The fake out.
Remember
Fake
when
out?
the
Yes.
the Dustins or the Duffers went on what is it, Conan O'Brien's show? And
Yeah,
they're
and
playing
they
with the
knocked him
Funko
off,
Pops?
and you're like,
And I'm
nah,
just like, Steve's gonna fall off that goddamn radio tower, isn't he?
Mhm.
it's gonna fall off that radio tower. Oh,
Well.
right, yeah. You're right.
Mhm.
You're right. You're
Mhm.
vindicted. Yes. Okay.
I have one up on Nadia. She lost on the Eddie. I won on the radio tower. Let's go.
What do you mean? Eddie was there in spirit. I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, okay, fine. You know what? We both got half a point. You're welcome.
Also, we should look at the bingo cards and well, I don't know if there's a point to
Yeah.
look at the Deadpool at this point. So there's a lot going on, right? They decided what they're going to do is they're all going to go to the top of the radio tower and they're going to wait for Vecna to pull his planet, the Abyss, down into the Upside Down, because the way they're doing it is he's pulling it down so that it goes through the Upside Down and collides with our world, the right side up. So their plan is wait at the top of the tower, wait till it gets to a point, have L go into his mind and defeat him in some way that it'll stop the planet and they can crawl up into the Abyss. This sounds so stupid. Whoever wrote this must have been high off their balls. And then they go save the children, come down out of the Abyss, climb down the fucking radio tower, get to the Upside Down, get back in their cars, then race out of the Upside Down and blow up the Upside Down on the way out.
Yeah.
Right? Did I explain it?
Basically.
Very much.
Pretty
Yeah.
much,
Okay.
yeah.
So pivotal moments in this, they had Steve fall off the radio tower, but who saved him? Who actually did something finally? Jonathan.
Lazy ass
Jonathan.
Jonathan.
But,
Which I would say, God bless my theater, because people, this scene, the whole fucking theater was just clapping and
yeah,
cheering. I'm
yeah.
just like, yeah, what? Like,
I've been
Yeah, they
seeing
were
the,
clapping,
my,
like-
this. My
You
theater
missed
didn't
it.
give my theater
Rewind
did
a
not
little
do yeah, my theater didn't clap for this one. I heard a few gasps, but not as much as like some of the videos going around on like online have.
I recorded when I was scared to put stuff on Twitter because of copyright issues, but yeah, I recorded. I was like, holy shit, the whole place, I couldn't hear nothing. I'm like, damn.
I heard a few people go like, "Oh," there were a few mumbles, but it wasn't like as crazy as like some of these other theaters were.
Well, because the problem is like we were expecting someone maybe to die with the stakes, but we all knew it's so safe that he wasn't going to die.
I was about to say,
That's-
I saw it happen. I'm sitting there just like, nah, he's getting
I
caught.
knew
Yeah.
Jonathan,
Yeah.
I knew Jonathan was going to be the
Nope.
one to save him as well. Like when this scene happened, I was like, they're not going to kill him. It's too it's too dignified to kill him. They're not because they set up that 6 little nuggets fantasy. They're going to keep him alive so that he cannot live that dream. And I was like, and Jonathan's going to be the one to save him as well.
Bex, rewind about 30-ish minutes. We went into the gay scene for about 30 minutes. So if you really care. Yeah, I knew they were. As soon as the scene went black, I was like, they're not gonna kill him. If they're gonna kill him, then we were gonna just watch him fall.
See, that's actually the part that I have the most problem is that they cut to black for it. Like,
Yeah.
what is it? What is this? A commercial break? Seriously, like if you're
yeah,
on
not in
because
this day and
Netflix, because seriously, because Netflix does ads now, so like that says to me like,
You're
oh,
right. You do.
this is where Netflix coded it to put the ad break in.
Which
Also,
I was
by the way,
paying for too.
this scene leads to one of the most gayest scenes, gayer than
Well,
Will's coming out scene.
Dear God.
And that's that stupid fucking dialogue between him and Jonathan when they're walking into Vecna's lair and he's like, hey dude, thanks for saving me. I know you didn't like me. It's not that I didn't like you. I wasn't gonna let you die. Oh, was it the 6 nuggets? I think it was the word nugget. Blow me, please. It was
Dear
gayer.
God.
I turned to Chris and I go, this scene is gayer than the coming out scene between the two of
See,
them.
now see if Netflix had balls, they would have that scene, then they would look at each other longingly and then just break the silence. No homo, right?
No homo.
That's how manly men bond, okay?
That is not how
No.
manly men bond. That scene is so. I'm seriously. I thought, like, what is going on? Why does everybody gay all of a sudden? Like,
That's how
what
me
is
and, that's
going
how me
on
and Leon are
here?
gonna bond. I love you too, buddy. You're 6 nuggets.
Steven Jonathan bonded in this episode more than Elle, Max, or Mike and Will, and that's so silly to me. I agree with you, Alex. Yeah. I knew they were
Yeah.
gonna do this. Yeah, I thought it was random to fade to black too. That was weird. Yeah, it was supposed to be climactic. You know what? I think a lot of people forget that this is supposed to be like 80s movies, right? This the influence to
Yeah.
it. That
Mhm.
happened a lot in 80s movies, right? The cut to black, and then all of a sudden,
Yeah.
like, you know, your hero's there to save the day, the
See,
slow montage. And
I thought it would have
stuff.
been like the slow mo because they did it twice for Max trying to get out of Vecna's mindscape. It's like
Where
I'm
she
surprised it
walked?
was. Yeah, well,
Yeah.
they did it in season 4 too. So I'm surprised it
yeah,
wasn't
I was
slow-mo.
angry then too.
I just realised I wanted to. I mean, I don't have the video editing skills to do it properly the way it exists in my mind, but there's a way to. I need to get a Breaking Bad video editor to make this scene of Steve falling and dub it into Resident Evil 5 in the airplane. Gemma's falling out the
Cut to Walter looking up.
it's just Chris like diving to save Steve.
Hold on. I think I have something. Vex sent it to the group. Give me 1 second.
Yep.
While I pull it up and
we can hire Vex to make it for us. She'll pull it off.
No, she sent a meme to the group, and yeah. Here it is. Let me pull it up.
While we're doing it, let me just say there's
go
a
ahead.
flaw. There's a flaw with the beanstalk plan here. So they're assuming that when the plane is literally crashing down on them Sephiroth style, the antenna is just going to pop through one of the portals into the abyss. But doesn't that mean that doesn't that assume that there's already a portal in the location where the squawk box is for it to pop up? So when they get up there, wait, we're off. It's not centered. It's like, no shit. Where'd you think the portal was? Directly above you?
Has anybody seen this yet? No, I think I'll be copyrighted. But you know what? Last stream of the channel.
Wow.
Oh
It
my god.
starts with one thing.
I don't
know.
Okay.
Doesn't even matter how. Gotta talk over the copyright music, so. You keep talking music, okay?
That was brilliant. That was.
I was
brilliant.
wondering where that came from.
And got so far.
Yeah.
Am I the only one who thought that the Mind Flayer was cooler when it was this smoke? It was made of smoke and it had like 5 legs and it vaguely looked spider-like, but not quite. It didn't look like anything that actually exists on Earth. And then in the version that we got in season 5, where it was like it was basically just a giant spider.
I'm okay with the giant spider though look because it looks like a D&D creature. Like it truly does look like a D&D.
I mean, eventually they had to give it a form.
I mean, well, let's put it this way: like the whole point of season 3 was building a body for it, and this is kind of similar to that. See, I didn't. So wait, are you telling me that that's supposed to be like its like original, like true form?
Yes.
Or that's not just like a new thing that
because remember, the upside down is not where it's from. So the upside down, the smoke monster is what you're seeing, but that's not actually it. So it only exists inside the other.
But remember in season 4 when Vecna's talked about like when he gets yeeted into the abyss for the first time, he finds it in its smoke form in Dimension X. So
he creates it.
That's why I'm like, so this is what he spent 2 years building, is just the giant kaiju version that he showed Nancy in season 4 to kind of go be like, it's bigger and better than the season 3 version.
Yeah. But they retroed it here, where instead of Vecna creating the Mind Flayer called to Vecna. It just
we're gonna
I mean that.
Well, I mean, also it calls into question in season 2.
Oh my god, Vex is so right.
It does.
I saw that, but
like
I saw that right before it went live, and I read to him like, "Damn, it's true."
Yes.
It calls into question when Will is transported to the upside down in season 2, like mentally, like that's astral projection stuff. Why is the Mind Flayer in the upside down if it's supposed to be in Dimension X?
It's not. It's projected himself as like a shadow creature in the upside down, but it's not physically in the upside down.
Why would it project itself as a smoke demon thing instead of it just be like? Because if it's all supposed to be an astral projection thing anyway, then wouldn't it just not have a physical form at all?
I mean, I thought that it was like its original form is like the smoke version.
Yeah,
is the original form the smoke version, and then to me it sounded like the body itself was dying, and that's Vecna was the one that's bringing it back to life.
No, I thought that Vecna like literally like built him this body like out of like something, and like because season 4 he's wandering around in there, he finds it like just as like an amorphous cloud, and then he gives it like this like the Mind Flayer that we saw in season 2 form first.
Okay. Yeah.
So I assume this is what he spent 2 years building. Is like when they're all like, we haven't been able to find him for 18 months. Like, well, he was building Wild Wild West, but with flesh.
Sure.
With a Box case scripts.
Now, in relation to Mike not having a leadership role, can I point out how much it really annoyed me that Lucas was the one to come up with the plan in the battle? Like, I think
to send them off to the cliffs so that
he was the
Rambo,
one that came up with the battle
Nancy.
plan. And I'm like, shouldn't it have been Mike to come up with like the battle plan? Like, okay, we need to help Elle out. Okay, here's what you're gonna do. We need to go over to the cliff to do. And he was the one that actually came up with the battle plan. Like, Mike didn't do anything.
Well, not to mention that, but remember what we were talking about? How like Mike was supposed to be like the one in charge a lot this season. Well, who's leading the charge once they're in the abyss? It's Nancy. And who's the one who's asking Nancy for a gun? It's Mike. And what does she do? Dude, that's a flare gun.
Flare gun. Yeah.
Like,
but he's supposed to be the guy
Nancy
that knows
took over.
everyone's. Yeah, that's annoying as well. But but it's like Mike's supposed to be the one that like sees everyone for who they truly are, isn't it? Like, isn't that sort of the whole theme that that's why he's the leader, because he sort of like the same thing with Captain America. Yeah, he like knows like the best in everyone. He knows what their strengths are. But it's like, it just seems strange that like again he asks for like a little gun. He asks for a gun and then gets given a flare gun just as a little joke. But again, he doesn't really do anything in the plan other than just sort of throw the same Molotovs that everyone else is throwing. He doesn't throw the Molotovs; he just fires the flare gun. And with the final fight with Vecna, I feel like when it came to Joyce axing him to death, I feel like it shouldn't have just been Joyce. I feel like everyone should have just taken a swing at that. They should have had like a scene of, instead of Joyce taking a swing and then showing us everyone else's flashbacks, I feel like everyone should have taken a swing at him. And then maybe Will could have been the last one. I don't know.
Bro, I didn't know why this 50-year-old plus mom was walking through the abyss with these young kids trying to climb into this stuff. Like, and I understand why it's Joyce, because it's from season 1, right? The axe, Winona Ryder was supposed to be, in a sense, the main character of Stranger Things, and then it just blew up to what it was. And there's ties. And also, by the way, Joyce and Hopper knew Henry, and the Duffer Brothers had to come out on Twitter and saying, they had an off-screen moment where they discussed that they knew Henry in high school. Bro.
I mean, I was wondering about that whole thing as soon as, like, back in the day when I read up on the plan. I'm like, wait a second, you're telling me they went to school with Henry Creel? So as soon as they hear the name, do they not realize, oh shit, I know this guy?
Good
and
luck,
when they're
Paramount.
going through Vecna's memories in the previous what is this? Escape from Camelot, whatever. When they're going through the memories, it's basically the play. The play that you see in the play that you can only see in New York, by the way. Only can see this in New York. It's basically like there's the scene where Max and Holly are like in an actual high school play. And remember, originally it was supposed to be Oklahoma. Well, in the play, Joyce switches as well to some other play about witches and stuff like that. So like this is all scenes from the actual play. I will tell you, the reason why Vecna has his own slide, what a disappointment of a villain. Like, I felt season 4, Vecna's presence, terrifying, right?
Oh yeah,
killing kids, like this whole, going after 11 and stuff like that. What happened to that whole plan? Now it's resulted into him being beheaded by a 50-year-old woman. I see you, Bex. 50 is the new 30.
Well, she was weakened. Well, he was weakened at that point.
He was like impaled by that point. It was just like the final blow. I will give her this. I'm, as far as like ways to like seal the deal, there's far worse ways they could have done it.
They could have, but they rushed this final battle with Vecna so that they could include the mind flare, and then we get almost like an hour still left of epilogue. 35 to 45 minutes.
Something like 45.
It's 45 minutes.
Yeah, this is rushed. This is entirely rushed, this whole battle.
Yeah, they definitely should have built this up more. And again, the ending. Yeah. So go on. Do you know what, Blue? You go first, and then
During that scene, I did like the fact that, remember, she's hitting them. You hear one scene, they show Bob. You know, they show one scene, him grabbing Will. It's like Joyce does have this emotional connection where it's like, you know what? Plus, she has nothing to do right now. So it's like there was something to
but
do.
that's the thing.
So
They show her flashbacks at the start, and then they show
Yeah.
like Lucas's flashbacks, and they show everyone else's flashbacks, and that's what I mean. I feel like everyone should have chimed in for the fight. It shouldn't. Well, not just chimed in for the fight, but everybody should have had like a last swing at Vecna. You know what I mean? Like everyone just gets.
yeah,
like,
I agree with that. I'm just like, at least with Joe, at least that one scene, because instead of just hitting him once, it was just like chop and then seeing chop, and like it was like 6-7 fucking swings, just showing the whole finale of the whole 5 seasons wrap up into one moment. And I'm like, okay, because Joyce had nothing to do.
Yeah.
Joyce had nothing to do, and she shouldn't have been there. She shouldn't have been with these fucking kids.
That's why
she should have been with Hopper and the sisters. Honestly,
Yeah.
That's why she was there to kill Vecna.
or you leave her behind at the squawk box with Vicky and Max.
Yeah. Also, before we get into, because I want to talk about 11 and Hopper's scene too, which I think they completely killed that relationship. But Dieter, thank you so much for the 5. I think those are pounds. I hope you'll have a good time while taking a break, Nadia. Enjoy life to the fullest. Thank you. Yes, I'm taking a few weeks off, and I will be coming back. And since Toxic's not here, though, Dieter, I'm going to play you.
Afternoon, ladies.
Afternoon, Billy.
Take the new suit, Mrs. Wheeler.
Thank you.
$1. Hopper and 11's relationship, I think, completely destroyed in this finale. I absolutely hate the scene where she tells him, I'm not Sarah. I'm not, I trust me to make my choices and stuff, which felt like a slap to the face to the man who not only rescued you, but raised you as his own daughter, make sure you were provided for. So like, what I get it. Go ahead. And also, where was the jumping scene? Where was the fucking jumping scene where she is supposed to jump fucking planet pieces to get to the abyss? I can make it, sure. We never see it. She just randomly shows up in the abyss. Go ahead. Sorry, guys.
They already spent $400 million, okay?
$400 million, and you don't get a scene. The whole point of this whole season for her, it was alluded that she was supposed to, she can take care of her own self. She can, move. She can do things. Have him trust her. And, we get the jumping scene where they go into the lab and stuff.
It would have been kind of just CGI.
I can make that.
Like Bob Bragg, doink.
It is.
Also,
it's basically like that.
Just make a supermarket. But no, you're 100% right on that, because like, what's the first scene with 11? What's the first scene with 11 in this this season? It's her doing the training when she tries to do the jump. What happens when she's at the lab and she does the jump? She mistimed something at one point. Like, where's the third payoff?
Ellen Kaylee, whatever, 8 has been tormented by government for their entire lives, and their endings are generally so depressed. Also, by the way, whole in Little Mike's ending where everybody thinks 11's alive, he would literally have had to talk to 8 about like what the plan is. He was not kept into it. So Duffer Brothers just playing it safe.
Yeah. Does he even know what powers she has, if any? Does he even know that?
I don't even
think so.
No. Unless Elle told him off
screen, Duffer.
Yeah.
Off screen.
Yeah, I don't know. But well, I mean, they could have just had it like Elle sort of did like a force whisper, like to him, like look, we're not going to see each other again, but just so you know, I am out there.
Also, can I ask, is Elle's relationship with Hopper more important or with Mike in the last couple of seasons?
Last couple seasons? I mean,
I feel like Mike has just been thrown to the side as Elle's boyfriend and is always the one like, Elle, we gotta help Elle. And
yeah, he has got a bit of Finn in him, hasn't he?
There's just a growth of Hopper and Elle's relationship as they become father and daughter throughout season 2 to whatever bullshit this was. Because I feel like her ending of like her taking Mike in to tell them, like, tell everybody I'm sorry and stuff. Honestly, I feel that should have been her and Hopper, because I feel that relationship is a lot stronger than just her and Mike.
Yeah. But didn't she already have that face-to-face with Hopper, which is probably why she chose to bring in Mike separately during the fight? Like, she already told Hopper, you got to trust me now. I'm not, your daughter. I am your daughter, but I'm not.
I'm not Sarah. I didn't like that line. That like it just seemed very something about it just felt mean. I was like, I'm not Sarah, and it's like I don't that one just seemed like it came out of nowhere, but it kind of seemed like it's soured soured the scene a little bit. You know, it's like imagine leaving Hopper with that line as you're basically about to go and save the world and then sacrifice yourself afterwards. You're like, because it kind of we know like that it's been in the back of Hopper's head for a while. You know, like his curse, he can't live a happy life because of the things he did in Vietnam and everything. And you know, Vecna suddenly deciding that he can fuck with people's minds in the real world again. That was like the one interesting scene.
Yeah,
he should have been doing more of that.
I did type it out now. I did just watch right now. But to its credit, every cut shows every member of the cast showing flashbacks from the entire series as she's cutting him 6 fucking times. So, I mean, they don't take turns, but they do show everybody has their own versions of Vecna as she's killing him. It's cuts him 6 fucking times. Like, damn.
Yeah, no, that's what I mean.
Mom being cut. Jonathan, Lucas seeing Max eyes bleeding. Nancy seeing Barb. You know what? Actually, that one hit me. Nancy seeing Barb because I could feel it. I could because it's people forget that Nancy actually has trauma and guilt over Barb, and I don't think that's ever been resolved for herself at least. Dustin sees Mike. Hey, see Eddie. Mike sees 11 disappear. 11 faces Henry one-on-one in lab. Will faces the mind flayer and was abducted, and final cut Joyce hugs Will. Yeah. I like the Agent Orange thing. I thought that was a pretty cool thing to use against him, his nightmares of it, and then seeing Sarah. And stuff. I didn't really think he shot 11. I know that was in his head. I was like, okay, another cop out, right?
I wrote that down. I said, it's been 5 years of this dude. You're still getting fooled by him. Like you didn't snap out of it. You didn't figure out how to like not meld your brain into this. But then I was like, well, that's how you had to write it for everything to move forward. So
I was a little bit, I thought they kind of contradicted themselves because he's still walking around in the upside down lab when that happens. He's not in a trance. And he even goes up to like touch the barrel of Agent Orange to make sure it's not like an illusion, right? So, but that should have just been an illusion then, because every time someone touches like something Vecna makes for them and they can feel it, they're in a trance.
Yeah.
There's never been like he's never like made a solid object you can touch while you're not in a trance. So like Hopper should have been like in a trance the whole time, shouldn't he?
Actually, no, because all of his victims in season 4 were seeing things, but they were never put in a trance initially. It wasn't until he was ready to do the final blow. So like Chrissy seeing the bathroom door banging, she wasn't in a trance during that point. Her seeing her mother like with over the sewing machine. Fred seeing the sight of not the car, but there was another thing that he saw a sight of prior to it, or heard the cop talking to him differently, blaming him for it too. So like, yes, Vecna's had always this ability, but also we have to note that Vecna's gotten stronger for this season too.
You know what? I take it back because he does like Max does run up and hug her mom.
Yes.
As well.
So,
okay.
So they're
I take
that
that back. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. And then the whole like I feel like the military, we'll get to it, but the military finding 11, 8, and Hopper, and then shooting 8. Obviously, 8 was going to die because they don't have the balls enough to sacrifice anybody but side characters here and there. Yeah, that was just overall. I just wanted to see the hopping. Fucking hop! I just want to see your
Correct me Tell me if I'm going crazy or something, but when we reacted to the season 5 teaser trailer or whatever it was, I think we were still in season 3 at the time. And this is before I even knew that Susie was real, because I hadn't gotten to that episode in season 3 yet. We watched like a clip of presumably it was supposed to be Elle jumping, but I could have sworn somebody said that it looked like it was supposed to be Susie. In that teaser trailer, and then I was waiting for Susie to show up in the season, and thinking that we'd seen her in the teaser trailer, and then she never did, and I was like, so I guess there's no there's no ending. Say that again.
They broke up.
Was that like a thing that they did off screen? Because I don't remember that.
It's off screen. It's alluded to also the way that Dustin's like all about Stacy at the end, all about the girls.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh my
graduation.
goodness.
I didn't even think about that.
Me
Oh,
neither.
that didn't even register. I'm like, wait a minute.
Poor Susie.
Yeah, I
You know
didn't
what?
think about that.
She deserved better.
Yeah, she
Probably
deserves.
you know what?
better.
Rachel can attest to this as I can. Dustin probably was being a shit the entire time after Eddie passed away, and you give him like a couple months, and then he's probably continuously to be a shit, and you're like, I don't want to fucking deal with this, so I'm out.
And then the silence grows, and the silence continues, and then all of a sudden you've moved on.
Yeah.
Well,
Us women, we're very sympathetic to you guys. We want to be the nurturer. We want to be, cry to us. But then when you fucking are an asshole the entire time, especially probably to us as well, you're out, bro.
You hit the switch that you flip that turns us into that. Yeah. Don't ever reach that point. We're always loving until you turn that light switch on. Then
but
we kill
how
you.
much you know who took Susie's role in this season? It's quite obvious. Who is the other person helping find Dustin and could do all the technology stuff? The only other person able to probably is Susie at that point, to be able to triangle his position and all that stuff. But instead, because Hawkins is locked down, what would be a reason for them? How would they be able to get Susie in? So
Murray.
Yeah. Murray.
Yeah, Murray.
Santa Claus. Santa Murray.
Yeah.
And you know
Alex-
that the whole thing, I wrote down continually adding characters. I mean, just continually adding characters. I got so sick of it. I was like, no one's going to die, except for the people that we know are going to die. No one's, I'm done.
And 11
done.
killing all those military folks was a callback to season 1 when she did the same thing to all like the same military. But I will say it was a little brutal for her to take that dude's gun and make him shoot himself. Like that was I was like, what the fuck is going on here?
I was gonna say, like, God damn, girl. Okay.
Oh, all right, I guess. The mind flare. I assume everyone saw this coming, right? That we were going to get a mind flare in here. So
yeah, I do like the idea that we should have had a. Go on.
Oh no, so I was scared they weren't going to show it because, like, sometimes shows don't wrap up loose ends.
I mean, I don't know about because it's because I think somebody mentioned it before that this final battle was way too quick and a little underwhelming. I mean, like, you've got a big kaiju, but it died way too quickly and all that kind of stuff. I do like the idea that maybe they should have had the penultimate episode focused on fighting Vecna, and then Vecna gets his death scene, and then the final episode is somehow dealing with the mind flayer. Can
I say from a D&D perspective, this played out just like a D&D group against a big monster, like hit points and all. It literally played out like a D&D battle.
Yeah, and there's so many video games nowadays. I know you're not the biggest gamer, but so many video games you fight a big, from Final Fantasy to fucking God of War, you have a big kaiju creature where it's like, hey, we can't kill, but like knock out 5 hit points, this leg, this leg, this leg, this leg. And like, I was forgiving because I played so many fucking video games where it's like, God of War, Kratos can kill a 200-foot Titan by poking out its eyeball.
Fuck you, Blue.
Oh no, that's not the the bit that I take issue with.
I was going to compare it to
drama we went through on Tuesday when Tuggs called me not a gamer and we fucking sit there and argue with something after.
I said you were not the biggest game, but you were.
Yeah.
I was going to compare it to some of the games where like the final boss, like, okay, it has this big imposing like outer like boss hit points, right? You do enough damage to it, you get to expose like its internal like core weak point or something. That's what this reminded me of.
Yeah, but again, I think it's just the idea that, like, I mean, how long is the actual fight? There's not really many steps involved, is it? They just kind of, it's like they.
While Blue is pulling that up, I'll say I think I was probably one of the only ones on the panel then that wasn't expecting the mind flare to show up. I thought by this point they'd long since retired him to just be the particles. They had done they only had it in its particles. I was thinking,
how could you not tell that was the body of it? How could you not? It had a heart inside.
I figured as soon as I saw the heart, I'm like, okay, it's gonna have something, I guess.
Yeah.
I didn't realize it was literally that.
Doc said, I broke up with my partner of 6 years yesterday. Kind of like what you're saying. We just grew apart. I literally saw the scene with Nancy and Jonathan the night before we break up. Oh, Doc, man.
I'm so sorry.
That's tragic.
I don't want to say the typical like there's more fish in the sea kind of thing, but you know what? My best advice to you, and don't take it from me. I've only been married for 10 years. Focus on yourself right now. Focus on things you enjoy, do things you want to do with your life, and the right person's gonna slide right in. So
be a Nancy Wheeler.
Yes.
All right, so they take it down
450
basically
million.
at 108. So we'll say it's a 7-minute scene. Also, they cut to Vecna fighting 11 and also Mike. But yeah, so we see the Mind Flayer at 101, and they kill it. It's dying at 108. So a 7-minute scene, but also intercut to them fighting. So it's only on screen for maybe 5 minutes.
It's a D&D fight.
Yeah.
Like I don't defend most of anything in this season finale, but this is literally everybody complaining about this. This is a D&D fight. From the position of most of the party on top of the rocks to one of them pulling it in, the Nancy, being the fighter who leads them into it and stuff. This is 100% a D&D where you have to, as a party, clip off it one by one with their HP points and stuff.
That's exactly what my boyfriend said. He's like, this is exactly a D&D fight. I was like, really? He's like, yep.
I mean, I played from said Devil May Cry to God of War to Final Fantasy. There's so many big, huge fights where you disassemble the monster limb per limb per limb. So I'm like, I'm not mad about it.
Yeah, not only that, but so many RPGs where it's like, this is your role, this is your role, this is your role.
But like everybody complaining about it and being chewed in, I'm like, come on, the Mind Flayer was gonna have to come back, and I get it. Nancy Ramboing herself into a corner with it, but it makes sense in the type of characters they would be for D&D. She would definitely be the fighter, so she's going to be the person up front leading the charge and stuff. So
and what do people expect? She just says like stand by and do nothing. Like, I mean, they all have to fight. They all have to take them down.
I would say the argument couldn't be made that she is the best one at shooting. So why isn't she the one on the top of the cliffs to shoot down at it? Yeah. Like she would, why take out your best shooter in a sense? But yeah, it makes sense of how the fight took place. It's if anybody's ever played D&D, you would see it automatically. So I didn't hate this.
No, it's totally fine.
Yeah, I thought the CGI was really good on the Mind Flayer. I actually really enjoyed it. I enjoyed when the legs came down, and I was like, I did. I enjoyed the fact that I put the fact that he was in a heart. It was beating. I was like, that's a heart, but I didn't put 2 and 2 together just because I don't really play D&D. That it was the creature up above. So I thought that when that unfolded, along with the CGI, how much they spent on it was a highlight of this episode.
And I definitely will say, Rachel, again, seeing this in theaters and seeing this on a theater experience, this was a very good fight for all 5 minutes, but the CGI in the theater looked fantastic.
Oh, it was all right in a theater with the surround sound.
Nice.
I'm totally with Blue on the fact that this should have been the finale, this fight against the Mind Flayer, and then the episode prior to this should have been Vecna. Like Volume 2 should have been defeating Vecna, finale should be defeating Mind Flayer. I think a lot of people have the problem with Vecna being defeated so fast. It's because they're pushing so much in this finale, and they could have easily made this a 9-episode season, easily, if they wanted to do something like that. But yeah. Dustin and Steve would have really feel stupid with those spears if the bottom of the Mind Flayer wasn't fleshy.
I agree,
Also, like, you don't know what's that kind of stuff coming off of it. It could have been acid. Like, what's going on?
If this was D&D, it would have been like a legendary access. Like, okay, you stab it, make a saving roll, or else you're drenched in acid right now.
Which again, how many video game bosses where it's like you have to attack the weak point on the certain boss, which could be underneath there or the leg or some arbitrary spot, like it's a gaming monster, like, or D&D. Like,
I do have one gripe with this though. Then so that's the Mind Flayer. Then all the kids inside are still currently hooked up to it. Remember in season 2 where they said if we block off the Mind Flayer or something, it kills Will too? Shouldn't every kid inside that body be dead once they kill this thing?
Shouldn't Will?
Well, wasn't that in relation to you cutting off the Mind Flayer and then it killing Will? Wasn't the Mind Flayer bluffing that? That's why, because they did get rid of the Mind Flayer. They got the Mind Flayer out of Will.
Well, they literally forced out. But I'm saying like while it's still inside them, because remember, all the kids are still hooked up to the Mind Flayer while they're fighting it. Like they
Yeah.
still have like
Inside.
the tendril like pumping them full of particles.
It's
Yeah,
not till this thing is
definitely.
dead where we see Nancy rush in, save Holly, and then Holly, like, the smoke comes out of her mouth. Like the mind flayer leaves her body.
I think the idea is that the idea that they're going for is that it's not keeping them alive. It's sort of like their power. Actually, now that I think about it, what exactly did it need? I mean, I know they say they need the kids to bring the planet down, but how does that work? What abilities do the kids have that lets them do that?
Yeah, it's that because it sounded like, why did they need 12 kids to be able to? Was it to restart the mind flayer's body, or like what's the point of
Which
the
one of
12
them
kids
controls
to
a leg? Like,
yeah,
what is
collides the planets? Why is this like? It doesn't make sense. Make it make sense.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, I saw that too. The Duffers were asked why Will suddenly stopped getting hurt, and their answer is basically, "We were busy doing the final battle. Don't think about it."
I mean,
I hate that.
Jesus,
at least they're honest about it.
I have no respect for them. I have no desire to see any future projects they put out. They have lost a lot of trust from people. So the kids has saved the day. They have saved the day. They have defeated the mind flayer. And I'm totally cool with it. Again, they get out, and then the military captures them. And 11 decides to sacrifice herself while the Upside Down's being blown up, to blow herself up with it, because she believes the same thing 8 told her, is that doesn't matter if the mind flayer of Vecna is destroyed, the military is always going to be looking for her and always trying to restart Brenner's program. Completely destroys the Upside Down, plus several pregnant women.
Like I said, just yeeted into
Mm-hmm.
oblivion. I mean, to be fair, they were suffering and pumped full of weird psycho blood anyways. They were begging for death anyways. They're like, sweet embrace of death and nothing.
Also killed all those babies they were pregnant with, too.
Which, you know, as a concept, she's not wrong, though, because she's right. Now, in theory, the military and all Linda Hamilton's character, they'll never stop. And they're just going to keep, like, nonstop hunting her until they recreate what Vecna is or what she is.
True, but I feel there could have been a better solution to this. I think they could have done, if they wanted the happy ending, do the trick, right? Not just leave it to the audience, actually put forth the Or have her create her own world in the Upside Down somewhere or whatever.
Well,
where
I mean,
she
the Upside
creates
Down
waterfall. I'm saying not in the Upside Down, but
okay.
She creates her own abyss or Dimension X, and she creates it beautifully, and it's got fucking 3 waterfalls, and like she takes Mike with her or something. I don't know.
I was like, here's what I always was kind of confused about this, because I guess her powers aren't directly tied to the Upside Down like Henry's kind of were. But I was always thinking to myself, I was always thinking like, well, if you destroy the Upside Down and you sever the connection between the worlds, shouldn't her powers technically also go away because they come from like Dimension X and the Upside Down too? I guess not.
I mean, well, technically her powers, because her powers come from Henry, but because his blood was into her, but she no matter what, she has that in her. It's part of her.
I guess it became like built into her, unlike Henry's.
That's how
I get that, but I always thought to myself like, well, if they really want to be corny and like give everyone, and I mean literally everyone, a happily ever after, they'll be like, okay, she's there. The military catch, she tries to like snap their neck and nothing happens, like season 4. It's like, wait a minute, the Upside Down is gone. You don't have powers anymore. And then it would actually make a little more sense if the military just decides, okay, we're done here. Bye.
Yeah.
Also, why didn't they exit out of a different part of the Upside Down? Why go through the military base? You all know where the exits are. You probably know where some of them that the military don't even know.
Well,
why go through the military base? You know they're going to be waiting there for you.
There was there was the portal that they made right at the base of the Hawkins lab to get in there in the first place, like to get Dustin and them back in the beginning of the 7th episode too. Why'd they go all the way back there? They could have just jumped through that where they pulled up the whole the iron sheet.
Well, didn't they need to get away from where they were going to explode for the grenades? So I don't know. My brain.
They could have pulled up to the lab, unload everybody out, start the countdown, and then leave. They didn't need to drive out towards the military base where obviously people are going to be waiting for you. You fucking look how you went in. Like, what is wrong with
you can take it as they were so busy trying to deal with Vecna and the Mind Flayer, then destroy the Upside Down, that the military, they just honestly forgot about them. And as fans, we haven't really seen the military in the past 3 episodes anyway, so we almost forgot about them.
I straight up was sitting there during Volume 2, like, bro, where's the military this whole time? They get like one scene where you actually see Sullivan got royally fucked up, and that was it. And then you see Colonel Dipshit over there, like at the lab, being like, "Oh, we got her now, boys. We're going in."
Yeah, and Dr. K only had one scene in episode 7 where she's like, oh, we should be fighting this girl, and we should be fighting the Soviets instead of losing American lives. But she has one scene in 2 episodes.
Yeah.
I think Kay was written in because they couldn't bring Brenner back.
I believe it.
Yeah.
It's starting to feel like that. Also, when this is all going down, the military captures Vicky and Max, and then they also capture Erica and Mr. Clark, and nothing happens to that. We just see them find them. We don't even see them find Mr. Clark or Erica either.
I thought that was funny. They show up to the church and they see the van, like, "Oh, change of plans, go here instead, guys."
Yeah.
Here's my thing. Here's my problem though. Why did we even need Kay in the first place when we already had Sullivan from season 4?
Because I'll tell you why. Yeah, it's Linda Hamilton. She's an 80s action hero. That's the only reason she's been shoveled into it. I'm telling you. I was like, oh, she's going to do something, right? Before we get into that, because she's on the next slide. I believe Eleven's dead. Sketch?
She's dead.
Rachel?
Dead.
Blue?
Yeah, I believe she's dead, and we'll get into it more. But...
Toonie?
Yeah, I think she's dead. I don't think they had to forward. I don't think Callie and Elle had the forward planning to do that plan.
That's exactly what I thought when I saw that in the theaters. He was like, "Oh, that's Man of Steel."
Do you mean Callie was able to survive a gunshot wound that long?
Okay, yes, Nadia, that's the main thing. As I didn't.
No.
Go ahead, Blue. Go, Blue.
No, because she's clearly dead right there. And then there's a whole time gap, like 12, 13 hours. And she's laying there in the middle of a upside down in a bootleg hospital, bleeding out for 12 fucking hours, and still has enough wherewithal to get up, sit up, and use her psychic powers after she's 12 hours just sitting there. Like,
she had not just gotten bored after a while and been like, "Fuck it, I'm just timing out."
She's
making illusions for herself to be like, "I miss my friends. I remember when they got shot in the face. Good times."
I'm gonna watch it now because she dies, but then the whole battle sequence, fighting the fucking Mind Flayer and Vecna, then them coming back down and setting up the bomb. It's like a good 10, 12 fucking hours, and she just happens to like, "Hey, I'm still alive," after being mortally wounded.
Well,
I think it cheapens the scene too.
Not only does that mean that 8 has to survive however many hours for them to do it, she also has to know exactly when they get to the max zone to do that, which is like, you had no way of knowing that.
They cheapen the scene. They could have easily just killed her off, and then it's sad, and everybody moves on with their lives, and and remember her. But instead, they have to cheapen this death. They have to, because they're too chicken shit to actually take big swings and risks. I'm okay with nobody dying. Fair enough. The show's never been about who's dying, right? We get like one big death each season, but it's usually a side character or a new character just to move our characters along, right? It's an emotional like push. So, okay, maybe nobody was supposed to die, but you take one of the main characters of the show and you cheapen their death by giving this fucking fairy tale ending kind of motif thing. Like, you can't commit. And it's,
Now, I will say, not to its credit, though, but also remember, Will says that, or not Will, Mike said that this is also his theory. This is not canon. He's like, this is what he wants to believe. He's not saying it did happen. This is like what he chooses to believe. They all choose to believe, but it's not confirmed. It's like, so in their heads, like, yes, Eleven made it out, but we're all like, realistically, no, she didn't.
Yeah.
I mean, they all go around the table like, I choose to believe.
Exactly. But it doesn't mean it actually happened.
No.
Like chicken shits, I swear.
Also, as well, is 11 alive or not dead? You know what's going to happen? If 5 or 6 years goes by, Millie Bobby Brown makes bomb after bomb after bomb, and all the actors can't get work. Hey guys, let's bring back Stranger Things season 6 because we're all broke as fuck.
Remember all those babies we threw into space? They're back.
And Duff Rose like, hey guys, we're going to Paramount Plus. Yeah, you made 4 fucking bombs in a row. Hey Netflix, we should bring back Stranger Things season 6.
You know, Gooch fought with me on this, on the spinoff that they're doing. I really think the spinoff is going to go away quietly. I really think.
I agree with
the
you.
perception of it.
It's gonna be like one-off season, then they're just gonna.
Yeah,
Mhm,
quietly
mhm.
it's going to go away. I
Yeah,
think we're going to
listen.
get the animation because the spin-off's not even in production right now. The Duffers have just wrote it out. They're not even going to be directing or doing anything with it. They kind of just handed it off. I really don't think Netflix is going to pursue it after the reception for this.
They're gonna go all in on One Piece.
Oh,
Yeah,
Yes.
as we said, we'll see how that
Yes.
goes because is Love and Dead, is Stranger Things done? Stranger Things is done for now. After 6-7 years, hey guys, we haven't had a hit since Stranger Things. We
I
should
was
bring
gonna
back.
say-
We should bring back Stranger Things.
You know,
They would
after
bring it
when the
back to
Duffer
do the play
Brothers-
to live action the play. That's where they would do if they
Mhm.
were ever to come back to do something. Go
I was gonna say, you know, after maybe like 7 years down after the Duffer Brothers attempted to direct Landman season 8 from
I'm
Sheridan
telling
or whatever, and everyone's like, "No, we're if I have to see executive produced and written by Taylor Sheridan one more goddamn time, I'm throwing a chair through the window."
I mean, because we all bust balls, but yes, Millie Bobby Brown is 21. She could play 11 at 30. I mean, that's the reality of it. Like,
More
What were you
lip
gonna
filler.
say?
Yeah. Chris wanted to put the meme of her as Squidward. Like the I was like, I'm not doing that. I'm not gonna do
I laugh
that.
when I tell my kid, like, well, actually, Nadia used to cover the X-Files in her show, but remember, David and Company's like, hey guys, I'm gonna leave the X-Files, pursue acting career in movies. 4 or 5 bombs later, hey guys, I'm coming back as Mulder. 10 years later, hey guys, we're coming back for X-Files revival. I thought you were done with the X-Files there, the company.
All right, guys. The epilogue. How do we feel about it?
I'm totally okay with it.
It's trying to be Lord
I'm
of the
okay with
Rings
it,
with
too.
how long the endings are. It's trying to be Lord of the Rings like with the really, really long endings.
45 minutes.
Yeah,
Listen.
I'm pretty sure the Return of the King's extended ending wasn't even 45 minutes. I might be wrong about that. It might just about edge out 45 minutes, but I think it's a bit short on that.
I don't think everybody would have a problem with the epilogue had the episode been how it is. Like I like the epilogue, and especially somebody who's played D&D, who's had those parties where you hang up your player's handbook one last time without you actually knowing it's going to be the last time, and your party just never comes back to it. I thought it was well done. Now the whole concept of is this Mike's game that he's writing, like is this like what we've seen since season 1 till now is the recreation of his game that he's experienced? I don't know. I think that's a little far-fetched. I look at the player's handbook at the end as like he's taking the experiences from this and written a story about it. I don't think we've watched the story.
That's
Mhm.
what that's what my boyfriend
That's what
said.
that's what I figured.
Yeah.
Because I asked
And-
him, I was like, are we supposed to think that he wrote this? And Josh was like, yeah, he wrote a campaign, but he put his experiences in it and all those. Because he was like explaining to me during the end credits, he's like, if you go pull out the D&D book on the shelf, you'll see all the character sheets and all the end credits. They look like that. And I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah. I like this. I thought it was very sweet. I liked that everybody kind of got their happy ending. The only thing I don't like is the whole 11 writing in that she might be alive kind of deal. Other than that, I like that they're all, in a sense, normal kids. They're gonna be able to live normal lives, and the world is wide open for them to explore.
I mean, everything here is like 100%. Like my friend group definitely, when anytime we had like a campaign going, at the very end, whoever was running it would just go one by one and be like, here's where your character went after we completed here. And also, like, I 100% agree about the Return of the King situation. To be fair, though, it being longer than Return of the Kings doesn't bother me because there's still so many characters you gotta, like, wrap them up on.
Yeah, but even the individual scenes, like, it's in some cases, they take longer than they need to. I like Dustin's scene. I don't think I'd change anything about Dustin's scene.
Oh yeah, Dustin easily has the best one.
The only thing I would change about Dustin's scene is how did Max graduate being in a coma for 2 years? And
she's very smart. Okay,
honorary graduation, I guess.
There you go.
They
could say
accelerated homeschooling, I guess.
They could say the poor girl's in a coma. We're getting a free pass. Okay.
I don't know about
There
that.
you go.
I like Dustin seeing his tribute. It kind of concludes his grief with Eddie and his ability to move on and stuff. And I even liked this scene. Everybody's giving this scene such shit. Nobody's apparently had friends No, but my thing is like I've been there. I've gone to high school. I've gone to college where you have a core group of friends, and then you all are like, okay, we all have our own lives, but we're gonna meet up once a week or once a month, and then you might meet up once, twice, and then it goes to maybe once a year, and then maybe it's like just, hey, congratulations on the marriage, hey, congratulations on the kids, and like that's about it.
Yeah.
And it's so I don't know why everybody had a grief about that. I know why people did because Steve and Nancy aren't together.
Yeah, a friend of mine, my friend Carlton, he's in New Hampshire. We take it once a year. Brought my kid out there, friends. It was 6 of us. We just sat there. We go out to New Hampshire once a year. His wife makes some beautiful, delicious cookies, burgers. We play Quiplash, Switch, but like it's our once a year thing. Our vacation, 6 of us getting together. We all get drunk as fuck, watch stupid movies, but it's our no matter what happens every year, we all get together.
Yeah,
as we hit the anniversary. So that hit me pretty hard because we still do it to this day, man. Like,
but the thing
my
is, some
college
people
friend group
don't.
did the same thing.
Go ahead.
I'm waiting on my invite, Blue. Thank you.
But no, like my college friend group established doing the same thing after the COVID lockdown stuff happened and everyone had kind of like moved on a little bit with their lives. We were like, we're gonna rekindle this. And we're gonna start getting together once a year and just do everything you just said, like just play goofy games, watch dumbass movies, and realize, wait, this is actually more coherent than a lot of stuff. What the fuck?
No bullshit. I bought a bottle of edibles. We watched movie 43. We're all high as fucking edibles.
Some of us don't even drink, but we had a couple bottles last year, and we turned on Lucky Number 11. And like, this is the dumbest thing I've seen. And then it got to I'm like, wait a minute, why is this more coherent than some Marvel stuff? I'm shooketh. My mind is. And then we looked at IMDb, and it's got a 7.77. Like, the universe just is a cruel mistress. This is not funny.
I know. Lucky Number 11 was misjudged, man. Misjudged.
I told my friend, like, I can't believe I never understood the high art that is Lucky Number 11. What the fuck? And now our group chat emote for reactions is a sandwich.
I don't think people had a problem with this scene. I think people had a problem with what each of the characters' endings were. So like Steve being a PE teacher stuck in Hawkins. I wouldn't even say stuck in Hawkins because it sounds like he wants to be in Hawkins. Robin being a hippie, her free self. Nancy with her lesbian haircut, being the independent woman dropping out of college to be a writer, journalist. And then fuckboy over here, Jonathan, with his awful haircut again. Right. Being a filmmaker, he's the Tarantino of the group. Being a filmmaker, it's about a consumer.
I was so close to laughing in the theater because NYU is still my alma mater here. Okay, so he's saying all this shit. I'm just like, you know how many Jonathan Byers I knew while I was in that school? Too many. They were all. There's so many like that. I'm like, yep, that's an NYU kid, all right.
I went to film school. I get it. We've seen them all. But I like this. I think. Younger people wouldn't understand this scene as much until they get to this point in life. But we all, why can't Steve get a girlfriend? He's dating a lot of girls, Megan. She can list them off.
He says in the scene that he has a new girlfriend and he thinks she might be the one.
Yeah. And then they
all make fun of him. Yeah.
Yeah, because they go like so and so was it. So he's mad. He's a ladies' man. He's mad.
Also not the same as Brenda. Yeah, not the same as it, but we all and everybody knows. Everybody has that one friend. Like I stayed back in my hometown. All my friends they branch from different towns. You're always that one friend. One friend stays in their hometown, but everyone else moves on. But they still don't forget you, and that's it's so beautiful because like one person stays back, but we still find time to. And also, this 80s guys. Eventually, they're gonna have Facebook and Twitter and StreamYard and stuff. So
I would honestly say that stuff kind of doesn't count. I think it separates us more. I think we've become so dependent on, I'll just FaceTime my friend or I'll just text them or call them instead of actually going to see them and physically like having lunch or doing something with them. I think we depend on the internet a little too much for socialization. But that's
definitely not. I've said this, and I appreciate all you guys, Sketch, Rachel, Tony, but there is something to go to my friend's house, having all 6 of us in his living room together, all eating pizza, drinking together. I love hanging out with you guys every Friday. Trust me, but like there is something different. If I could, I would have all 6 of us in a room together with a microphone, watching, talking. There's something about being in the same room as your friends. It's not the same experience.
Don't worry, Blue. Noah Schnapp's got you covered right now. Okay, that's what he's up to now.
But it's true.
You're 100% right.
In April, when everybody was here for the meetup, granted they were here for a meetup, it was a lot of fun to just hang out, drink, and talk to people, and just be yourselves around them and stuff. So, yeah, I actually think this scene is a lost scene for a lot of younger generations. I don't think younger generations will have much of an impact like this scene with them, like as it does to millennials, maybe Gen Zs, maybe. But as soon as everybody becomes dependable on, we'll just text each other, we'll just call each other, we'll just FaceTime, we'll just then we'll just tweet at each other. It loses it. I don't think the younger generations understand this scene as much.
No,
but I liked it.
They're also 18. They don't understand now. Once they're 40, they're like, wow, that seen Stranger Things 20 years ago. Wow, now I'm 40. That shit's pretty deep.
It's like,
yeah.
All right. I want to get into, I think I have 2 more slides, and they're more like, what the fuck happened? And then I have 15 plot hole questions.
Dear God.
So we're going to get into
my Lord.
Only 15?
Yeah,
only 15. Okay. So I'm just going to call this segment Plot Holes. Because boy, oh boy. So first plot hole.
Who's
it?
What the fuck happened here? What the fuck happened here?
She was fired, okay?
She must have been. Or she was too tired to film the rest of her scenes.
Donald Trump called and cut off the USAID for the Upside Down. Okay, she had to wrap it up.
To her credit, her son John died. Okay, and she had to go on an adventure with her friend Carl, who sells drapes, to go hunt other Terminators.
Can I just ask, they did this with? Go on.
I just want to know: is it plausible that Hopper kills a bunch of military guys? So does 11. They kill a bunch of military dudes. They nearly burn up a whole thing. And they come back to the real world, and 11 blows herself up. Yet there's no consequences. Like, that's it. They just, like, leave them alone. They don't, I was
thinking all those kids were getting snuffed. I was like, there's no
way. Nadia, let me do you one better when it comes to Hopper. It's like, okay, you just committed several acts of treason, technically. But aren't you already supposed to be dead?
Yeah, or but we'll give you sheriff back. Like
it's like cool. he just showed up after being supposedly dead from a mall fire for a whole year.
Yeah,
they never addressed that. It's like, oh, the town knows that Hopper is actually alive. Where's he been this whole time? Don't ask about it.
I truly think they put Dr. K into this season because they could not bring back Brenner for the 3rd time. They faked his death once, then they actually killed him, so they couldn't bring Brenner back. So they needed a Brenner, so they created Dr. K, and the only reason why she got a lot of screen time is because it's Linda Hamilton.
What are you talking about, Nadia? Dr. Brenner was right there. He was helping 11 out and getting into the lab.
And the flashback scene.
Yeah, he's still alive. He was right there.
I would say not even to the whole panel. Maybe I could hand the fact that Brenner or Dr. K, they weren't supposed to be there. They were like basically they're not actually sanctioned by the military, and if they out themselves as being like, "Hey, we're a secret military operation,"
she's a general. Well, no. Hold up, Blue.
I'm just saying. I'm trying to here.
She's a fucking general. She's a 2-star general. Look at her. Yeah, she's a 2-star general.
But there are plenty of Black Ops operations that aren't on the books. So if they then
they should have killed everybody.
But Hawkins had an earthquake. Remember, like, how do you tell the public, the American government, hey, listen, there was an evil vector creature in a different upside down mind flare? It's just easier to just pack your shit up and go the fuck home. It might be easier,
Maybe there was cell phones around and people were recording them, but easily when those kids showed up on the other side, blowed themselves up. They should have nerfed each one of those kids and Hopper and Joyce, and then just bury the bodies under the rubble or something. There's no way the military in the 80s would allow anybody to walk away from this shit. Black Ops. Sorry, Blue.
Whatever. This conspiracy theories.
I'm
trying to make it make sense.
Where was it? Like the only time we saw Dr. K
trying so hard.
They kidnapped Clark and Erica, which we don't even see that scene. They find Vicky and Max and then ambush them at the end, and then 11 blows herself up, and that's it. That's it. We don't see any conclusion of the military. We don't even get a snippet of maybe just show like a news article or something to just.
The only good thing, I guess, implausible is that, technically speaking, the experiments on her sister and the Upside Down, all the labs were in the Upside Down. So once that was destroyed, they had no access to like any more technology. Like 11's gone, obviously her sister. All the experiments were done out in a different dimension, so they can't access that. So there's no point staying in Hawkins anymore. None of the kids have powers, so they'd have to leave.
That's true. But these kids have seen what the military has done. They literally should have nerfed each of them.
But then
there's no reason to keep
no one's going to believe these stupid kids.
But there's an adult. There's Hopper and Joyce in this mix.
Hopper's
and
faked his death.
Murray.
He's a traitor.
And
Well,
Murray, and Steve, and Robin.
the military will come back and reveal that he was a Russian asset the whole time. That's where he's been for a whole year. It's fake news.
There you go, Alex Jones. Yeah,
she wasn't hyped up so
the
much.
frogs are gay.
Season. Like
Interdimensional demons into the space through people.
They honestly should have just had what's his face, the one who blew his head off, just be the main antagonist for the military, and then that's it. Like
and Sullivan.
What's like Nadia, where you said, okay, like, you know, Hawkins had an earthquake. What's real truth? Hey guys, we were fighting interdimensional demons and mind flayers. Sure you were. Okay. An earthquake sounds better optic wise for the American public.
Nah, man. Remember in season 2 when the military threatened the kids and like the adults from what the experience from season 1? Yeah, they did. They threatened them to not say a single word about it. Remember, it was like part of the paranoia that kids had about it in season 2.
His hearsay and conspiracy theories. That's all I hear.
I'm just saying, I hope Linda Hamilton got her bread because she was useless the entire time through this entire season.
Easiest bread she ever had to make.
Easy.
So little need.
Will said the same thing. He said that the show has set him for life. So even if you think that he's got no acting career after this, apparently he's set money wise, so it doesn't even matter.
Maybe theater.
God bless
Listen,
him.
yeah, well, Godspeed to you, soldier. But I mean, there's
Mm-hmm.
I saw this a few months ago. One of the kids who in season 4 played one of the other test subjects, like in all of Eleven's flashbacks. I think he was 2 specifically. He did a whole video breaking down about how much he got paid to play that role, and he got something like, I think he said $60K after he paid like union fees and all that stuff for that role.
Bro, sign me up. I'll be a test subject. You can take as much blood as you want from me if I just get to lay there and
I was
sleep.
going to say, and that's a tertiary character at best, and you got $60K from that.
They must have mind wiped the entire town. Axe. I agree with you.
To a small town, I mean, America is a very big country, Nadia.
It would make sense if that maybe the conclusion of them being ambushed would have happened before they reached the right side up. So there's that tension, right? They just released a bomb. They know there's a bomb coming. They're trying to yell at General here, like, we released a bomb. She's not listening. She's just happy she captured 11. And then like they escape, and while the military stays in the upside down and blows them up. Okay.
I think again, to the only credit, like, I'm in New York State. There's things from the 80s and 90s I heard about recently where I'm like, wow, this happened back in 1985 to a small town in like middle of Virginia, and like no one talked about it because it was the 80s. And like it wouldn't be, and at least in the 80s, it wouldn't be very hard to cover up a government conspiracy without technology, and internet, and cell phones. If you're gonna do it, it would be in the 80s. I'm trying.
What a useless character, honestly. What a useless character. And it's because I think it's truly because they could not justify bringing Brenner back. They just couldn't. It would be, I mean, I don't know why not. They slapped their fans left and right. I don't know what the fuck. Really, honestly, the worst thing we would say on this panel is like, oh, Brenner's alive. They brought him back. Yeah. You know, like, just, okay. The other plot hole I have a question about is, where the fuck were the demo gorgons, the demo bats, the demo dogs?
They were tired. Okay, they went on union strike.
Listen, the union says they're contractually obligated to have a 2-hour minimum break.
I need to start
day.
That's right.
Okay?
That's right. And any demigorgon under the age of 18 has to have a 4 hours, and they 4-hour segment, and then they have to.
My question is, why does Nadia care about demigorgon slave laborers? This is bullshit.
I want to know why we haven't seen a single
because Nadia hates children.
Well, that's true. Hashtag don't save Newt. Where were the demo bats at all? Can you tell me an episode?
Eddie killed them all. No, they're Eddie.
Yeah, Eddie took them all out.
Exactly.
That's right.
Play Metallica.
Well,
how about here's another one. They're also they made a big fuss about the vines. I didn't see a single active vine try to strangle someone this whole season. I saw a tentacle try to do it, but that was it.
There was a vine when they brought Mr. Clark down and he shined his light. There was one that kind of moved around, but that's about it.
Oh no, it moved.
You see Zach's.
What happens when you like step on them? Isn't it part of a hive mind where it infect them?
That was the whole reason why when they went up to the attic to get him at the season finale for season 4, they started getting strangled on the wall because he stepped on it.
At least she's gone. All right, God. I hate her so much. But
Got him.
Actually, in season 4, in season 4, they didn't step on the vine, did they? Because it was revealed that Vecna knew they were coming the whole
Yeah.
time.
No. They did, because remember, there's for some reason there's a giant shake, and Steve steps on a vine, and then they grab all three of them, and they're on the wall choking the whole time. He only
Yeah, where
knows
they
to
all
do.
should
He
have
only
died.
knows. Yeah, he only knows to do that because he stepped on the vine.
Well, I thought the
Longest
whole
choking scene of my life.
yeah.
Choke me
I thought
harder,
the,
Daddy.
Yes.
No, I thought the whole reveal for that scene was that they'd come up with this elaborate plan to kill Vecna, but Vecna was like almost omniscient. Like he knows what their plan was the whole time. Like he knew where they were.
He figured it out as soon as he realized they were in his house.
Yeah.
Because he has that big speech, doesn't he? Where he's like, "I knew it the whole time."
Yeah, because he knows because they stepped on it, and that's like, oh, you're in my house, but I'm fighting Al here. Oh, and I'm chasing Max this whole time. Oh, I get it now.
The Duffer said there was no Demogorgons because Vecna didn't expect them to come after him.
But also, I wonder, how many Demogorgons? Because remember, Will killed like what, 5? Like, how many are there?
They manifest. I don't even know.
Okay.
Like they had 3 demo. Were those the only supply of demo dogs?
Yes, they're fine. Okay.
I'm just
those are the only non-union ones. They went on strike. He had to use freelancers.
How do you not bring back? Okay, I can understand maybe not doing the demo dogs or the demo bats for the finale, but how do you not bring back a Demogorgon for the finale?
Because Will killed them all. Will did kill a bunch of them. I mean, just saying.
I don't. Vecna literally peeked into Hopper and Elle's mind, and he somehow doesn't see that they're planning to attack him. Yeah.
I mean.
All right. More plot hole questions.
Move on.
All right. It's a whole thread. So.
All right. Good Lord. All right. Lightning
this is
round.
a whole thread, and the person is at L Mike Will. It's L Mike Will. Okay.
Sure.
Is he a Byler's fan? I just want to know. Is this one of those Byler shippers?
No.
Okay, we're good.
The importance of November 6th. Joyce play fell on the same day as Will went missing, and then the Upside Down is stuck on November 6th. Why? Why hasn't that even brought up if it wasn't going to be addressed?
I forgot about that.
Yeah. That's like the one part of the whole wormhole there. I'm like, okay, so what the hell's the point of the significance of the date other than it's special to Henry? But what's that got to do with the Upside Down?
Yeah, it's because they tried to sprinkle in the play. I'm telling you, it's because they're like, fuck, we kind of fucked ourselves by giving Vecna an origin story before this season came out.
Yep.
So we're going to have to sprinkle it in this season and somehow tie it to the play, because that probably is going to get an adaptation at some point too. You know, the play that you have to be in fucking New York to see. 2, Joyce literally directed a play with Henry as part of it. Doesn't bring it up. Aha, but this was addressed by the Duffer Brothers that Hopper and Joyce had an off-scene moment realizing that they went to school with Henry.
Off-screen.
All the adults knew Henry Creel in high school, and nobody thought to say, hey, I might be able to help defeat him. I went to high school with him. Nothing? Okay, we'll move on.
It's funny because you
also froze at that moment.
Your camera froze, so we weren't sure if you like cut out or something.
Sorry.
Womp womp.
So it was really dramatic.
Oh, okay. What did you hear?
No, we heard everything, and then you.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
All
right, number three. Max being fine and able to skateboard, plus Max graduating. I get that this was just so she could graduate with the others and it's symbolic or whatever, but her skateboarding was crazy to me. She didn't do physical therapy. She wasn't able to function it almost immediately after walking.
It was 18 months later.
That's true. All right.
I'll give her.
I mean, 18 months is a pretty good time to heal.
Yeah.
And I guess 18 months to kind of catch up in 2 years of high school work. Why not? You know?
I was assuming that the school's like, listen, you were in a coma for 2 years. We'll get your free pass.
Yeah.
Vicky and Robin's Enzo date got mentioned 3 or 4 times, yet no relevance and went nowhere.
I'm really disappointed they weren't in the background when Hopper makes his proposal.
Where did the upside down creatures come from? The lab had a ton of them and they never get explained. Why don't the other characters encounter them in the upside down?
Oh yeah, that weird tentacle creature that Dr. K has like the whole like hot cold contraption for. Yeah.
Yep. We already covered where were the Demogorgons and Demobats. They are up everyone's ass until episode 8. Now all of a sudden the Upside Down and the Abyss are empty.
Contractually obligated break.
Man, I took his naughty. Remember, the Upside Down is just a bridge. So, like, these creatures are actually coming from the Mind Flayer's home planet, so they're leaking into the bridge. Remember, the Upside Down is a bridge between the worlds, so they can go in there, but they don't. They don't exist.
Shouldn't they be in the Abyss then?
That means there should be a whole planet's worth of them.
Yeah.
Maybe they're extinct like the dinosaurs.
Yeah.
Max's letter to everyone in season 4 is never addressed. Why even write them?
What letter?
The letter
When she thinks she's going to die.
Yeah, to everybody.
But she didn't die.
Yeah. She handed out those letters though. Yeah, and the whole time she was in the coma, they weren't addressed at all. Like you could have had something.
I'm gonna pass on that one.
Okay. Why isn't Will dead? Entirely of season 2, they make it a point to say that he can't close the gate because it'll kill Will. They mention in season 5 a bunch of times he's connected to the hive mind, but he doesn't experience any pain when Vecna dies.
Because now he's gay.
Yeah, they should have. I mean,
The power of gay compels you.
He has gay armor.
I have the power of God and anime on my side.
They could have written it into it, like I don't know, like once Vecna's dead, Will has like a scene of like he can't feel its presence anymore. Like they could have had like a big scene about it, like when you see like the Mind Flayer sort of like puff up in smoke when Vecna's dead and the kids are freed, and he's like, he goes, it's so quiet, or maybe not something like that, but they actually made like a scene of how if he can't feel the Mind Flayer's presence anymore. I don't know if you're laughing at me or Bill Chill's comment.
The power of gay skull.
Exactly.
Okay.
Being gay makes you bulletproof.
Sorry, Tootie.
Being gay makes you immune to AIDS too.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if you were laughing at like my gimpy choice of dialogue, but
No.
on that. But okay.
Oh, chat.
10. No character faces legal repercussions. Robin is never arrested for all the benzos she stole. She's still allowed in the squawk even after her and everybody else turned it into a base and ruined it.
It was 18 months. People forgive.
Not for stealing benzos.
It's the 80s. It was a different time.
Presidential pardon.
There you go.
The Russian plot went nowhere and was irrelevant. Never explained how the Upside Down exists in Russia if there was no Elle or Henry to establish the Upside Down there.
Yeah.
Also, Go
on, Toonie.
I was gonna say, do you like how at the end of season 4 all the cracks appear across Hawkins? What were all of those cracks about? Did they get fixed up, or were they for anything?
Yes.
Because I mean,
yeah, they got the steel slabs over them.
No, but like supposedly the portals, the red like.
Oh, I assume once the Upside Down was blown up, similar to the library, it just went back to just being like crevices, like
it's just ground.
Cracks. Yeah.
What was the purpose of them?
Couldn't keep the tell you.
Well, it was supposed to keep the Demogorgons out, but that didn't work, as we saw.
It was supposed to open up the right side up so that it can connect with the Upside Down. This whole like bringing another planet to our world, I don't know where the fuck they got that, but it was supposed to.
Coke.
Vecna's original plan was to bring the Upside Down into the right side up in season 4,
and then just release the Mind Flayer into it.
Yeah, don't think too hard on it, Toonie. It'll hurt. Argyle just disappears, was never brought up ever again.
Who's Argyle?
Who?
Dr. Owens was left alive, but not to be seen in season 5 at all.
That was unfortunate.
Oh, he's dead.
No, alive at the end of season 4.
Maybe he's like Derek's family. He's just still tied up in that lab at the Nina project where Sullivan left him.
Yep.
No one knows he's down there.
He was upside down. He died in the explosion. Yep.
The Mind Flayer, is it dead? The particles aren't in the kids anymore, but when that happened to Will, he was still part of the hive mind. Why?
Yeah, because the Mind Flayer, controlled Vecna, but Vecna didn't control it, and so when Vecna dies, the Mind Flayer would still be there.
What even is the mind flare? How did it form? What is it? What did it? Why did it stay in Will but not Holly or Derek?
Well, I guess it's like so. It was a corporeal being, and but Henry gave it a body.
That's a big word.
Yeah,
exactly. Especially when you're drunk.
Also, if not Dimension X, but the Abyss, that's literally just supposed to be an alien planet in space, right? It's not like an alternate dimension or anything. It's across the universe somewhere.
Yeah,
because that was the whole thing was a wormhole. So then, what is there just one mind flayer on this big planet? And
exactly. It's one of its
how
kind.
could that? If there's only if there's only one, if it came about naturally, nobody made it, then why is there only one? And how could there be only one?
Because it's just particle clouds. Okay, it goes from being Cthulhu, like a Lovecraftian horror beyond my comprehension when it's just existing as a cloud, to when Henry finds it becomes man-made horror beyond my comprehension.
There you go. See,
my favorite comment on this thread is, the biggest plot hole is the way the military just sort of said "our bad" and just pieced out of Hawkins even after Hopper killed all their soldiers, and think that they would have all fell victim to a cover-up at this point.
No. See, you're missing it. The biggest plot hole is how the hell did Derek fit through that tiny little
I
hole
saw
in the
that
mind?
too.
I'm so glad Sketch did that because I'm thinking that shit like that. You're fat fuck. You're not fitting through that.
I literally said that during that scene. I was like, I hope y'all are banding together to move another rock because Derek's going to be left behind.
Let me pull this.
Sorry,
out.
Derek, you got to find another traumatic memory to get through. You're gonna have to go back.
Way too much time trying to explain science fiction here.
Can you? Thank you. My cat is she's like, what's going on, Mom? Let me hang out. IGN gave it a 9.
Wow. Okay.
Doubt.
There are some fans who did
Yep.
give it a 9. I mean, I've been checking social media. I'm not saying they're right, but some people love this shit. Like,
I don't know.
It's
A
something.
9, I think, is strong for this
oh
season.
no, I agree with
Listen,
you. I'm not giving
yeah.
9. I'm just saying.
By the way,
Yeah.
the rooftop scene between the 4 of them, that was supposed to be 5 minutes longer. They originally ran
Really?
it 5 minutes
Decent
longer
one
and they
of
were
those.
cut it. Yeah. They also said that breaking down the final scene of the Stranger Things finale revealed how much of it they planned years in advance. Bullshit. And how it evolved once Holly was introduced. They said initially when it came up with it a very long time ago, it was the kids in quotes, play one final game of D&D, put their books away and go upstairs. Mike was going to shut the door, close the door effectively on childhood. Once we introduced Holly, and one of the reasons we were so interested in bringing Holly and her friends and Derek in the show was to be able to have the passing of the torch moment, to be able to recapture season 1, allowing Mike to reflect on childhood, feel happy that his sister and her friends are going to have a magical experience.
So their message is that gaming ends at a certain age. Like, you got to stop playing D&D. We play D&D as adults. What the?
Yeah.
Well, I think let me be this guy again. Mike clearly goes on to be a writer for some of these player these DM manuals. Okay, he never stopped playing. He just leveled up into the one called making those templates or whatever.
Yeah. And
I know, Rachel. I know it's stupid, but you know what? I'm trying.
That's like saying I learned how to play the piano, learned how to play Fior Elise. I'm done now. I don't want to play the piano anymore, even though I'm really good at it. Like,
no, then you just become the symphony
then I'm just a composer
conductor.
now.
You become the conductor instead.
all right. And then
Honestly.
is...
Doing timestamps, guys. That's the roof scene. My favorite scene the whole episode. It's only 5 minutes, but just that's my favorite 5 minutes this whole episode.
It would have supposed to be 5 minutes longer. So
this was exactly what I was thinking.
I didn't catch this detail I didn't catch the comparison the first time around, but when someone mentioned it, I was like, okay, that is pretty neat.
As it was playing, I'm like, I'm pretty sure this is exactly what Eddie said he was gonna do. So I'm like,
no, it is.
I thought that too, and then I saw the Hellfire shirt. I'm like, yeah, it is. It's totally Eddie's moment.
Yeah.
Also, I thought this was pretty interesting. I can get this thing up. Season 1 versus season. Oh, open up, you stupid thing! Why did you do that? Oh, I hate you. I hate you so much, internet.
Also,
I'm so happy
go
to cancel
while
streamer things.
while we wait for that to load.
There we go.
Oh, it's worked. Never mind.
So left is season 1, episode 1. Left is season 5, episode 8. Wait, yeah, reverse. Sorry, I'm left-handed. I don't know my lefts from my rights. Left. So the shot by Scott team. Yeah. I thought that was pretty interesting on it.
Yeah.
I think that's it. That's all I got.
Okay.
All right, then.
Other than episodes on the spinoff. So overall, go ahead.
Not that funny. Like the game shares a lot of criticisms of the finale, but like, I actually did have some positives of the finale. Like, is there other people on the panel that like there are actually things I did like about it? Trust me, it's not a 10 out of 10, but also it's not a 2 out of 10 either. I actually did like a lot about this stuff too. So I don't think that everybody should be so the whole cliche of like shitting on this. Wasn't perfect, but there was a lot I liked about it as well.
I agree with you, Blue. Initially, when I first saw it, I did not like it as much. On the rewatch, I caught more things that I enjoyed about it. I think overall, it's a disappointment as a Stranger Things fan. I really liked 4, and I think they got lucky with 4. Now that I look at season 5, I really think that they just got super lucky with it because not a lot of people liked season 3, so they were willing to take some chances with season 4, and I think it was just magic in a bottle. It just so happened, and now with season 5, it just shows that it was just like one and done in a sense. Again, not to say like there are aspects of this whole season I did enjoy. And I did enjoy the epilogue more so on the second rewatch, but the in-betweens, I think there's a lot more cons than there should have been.
Yeah. I 100% agree. And like I said, I'll never say this season is 10 out of fucking 10, but also some people on the internet, this season, if you're saying this is a 1 or 2 or this is bad, Game of Thrones, I watch every fucking season. No, this is nowhere near as bad as Game of Thrones. Trust me. There is a lot of positives to this season.
Let me put also, I'm going to say it's everything. Yeah. Like the thing is like this very much has like the opposite of like season 2 where like it takes way too long to get to places just to do one thing. Where like here's like every single episode there's like something new is going on. They're trying to just keep just going and going with the new idea. It doesn't always work out, and it makes the whole season feel like it's just a collection of good moments that just kind of hop from one to the other. And it's great. Some of them are really just like they are dramatic and they aren't like entertaining and moving, but it does kind of start to feel disjointed after a while. As far as like disappointments go, I'm gonna go with Nadia here. Yeah, like, because of season 4, like we really were expecting like another like banger like 9 out of 10 level season, but it just didn't quite hit that mark. I will say though, it's still not the biggest disappointment I've seen this year by a long shot. Like this still holds up pretty well. Like the parts that you do like and you enjoy, or that we say that we found we liked, they did work very well.
Yeah, I agree. All right, well, that's it, guys. Final thoughts. I'm gonna let you start first, Blue. We're gonna work our way up.
I don't want to ramble. No, overall, like I said, Nadia backstage, like, listen, love or hated, this is Netflix's flagship show. I looked at the ratings. This had almost the first weekend for season 5, volume 2, 60 million fucking views. I went to a theater experience for people that wanted to see this. In one day, a Stranger Things finale for a TV show did $25 million. $25 million at the box office. How many fucking movies can't even do that? So there is a fan base. For many people, this is the end of an era. It's the end of an era because of my kid. My kid graduated high school as much as these characters graduate high school. I'm older, and like it is, I guess, like, so sad to watch the characters that you can relate to, where they are getting older, and people have this thing where they get together once a year. Is the show perfect? Fuck no. Is it has problems? Yes, it does. Is this final season maybe a 5, 6 out of 10? Yes. But I've also seen a lot fucking worse this year. And as I've told the panel and anybody in chat, watch Critical Drinker. He actually did a very good video saying, guys, you know what? It's not the best, but man, this is the end of an era. Besides Game of Thrones, which I've covered with Nadia, Game of Thrones and Stranger Things, what's the next flagship water cooler show? I honestly can't think of anything coming up in 2026 that we're going to talk about. Nadia's channel itself, this is her last live stream for a while, much like this is the end of a season of an era. And there's so much ending and closure. There's emotional manipulation, but it was overall a fun time. It's not perfect, but you know what? I'm at the point in my life where I don't need everything to be a fucking 10 out of 10. I don't need everything to be 9 out of 10. Sometimes I just want to have a good time. I went into a film in 2025 and it was 8 o'clock showing, 8:45 showing. Both showings were sold out. I was in concession. There was 100 fucking people concessions. People were dressing up like Rachel and Nadia. They were having a great time. They were cheering. They were laughing, even crying during the finale. It's not the best experience by any means, but I miss the theater experience where people go to the theater. They have a great time. I am so sick and tired of social media. Everybody bitching and bitching and bitching and bitching. I hate the Marvels. I hate Endgame. I hate. Then stop watching it. Then people were excited. This didn't make $25 million in one night. It didn't have sold out showings. If people didn't want this stuff, people were excited to see something, and I missed that experience. So Stranger Things, I'm gonna miss it. It's not perfect by any fucking means, but I don't want perfect. I just want something that I enjoy. And what with Rachel, Sketch, Toonie, Nadia, even Toxic on here. Not the best show, but I love the experience of talking to you guys, and I will miss this experience as much as I will miss Stranger Things.
Stop trying to make us cry. Okay. All right. Toonie, what's going on? Final thoughts.
Yeah, so as everyone knows, I wasn't like a massive Stranger Things fan before I started coming onto these streams. The biggest praise that I could give the show is, not to repeat everything that Blue was saying about how it's got plenty of problems. It's got, it's got plenty of flaws. I definitely wouldn't say that it's akin to Game of Thrones season 8, but the finale was disappointing, but not like so egregiously disappointing that looking at the show as a whole, if I'm playing like a game or something in the background, but something doesn't require too much focus, I feel like I could easily watch the show again, and I could probably rewatch these streams again as well, because I think I probably enjoyed these streams and watching Strange Things sort of like just for the sake of like knowing what I'm talking about for the streams. I've enjoyed the streams just as much of it, if not more, than the show itself. Because the streams are kind of what I was watching the show for. So yeah, I could easily watch the show again. I mean, I'd never describe it as like my favorite show or anything. But like I said, if I'm playing a game or something at the same time, I could rewatch it. I'd be able to push most of the flaws to the wayside for most of it.
Rachel?
Just want to piggyback what Blue said and Toonie said. Yep, there are some good scenes. There were some good moments and things like that. Did they outweigh all the bad ones? No. The character relationships were destroyed, in my opinion, along with acting together. I thought that some of the chemistry was gone. I know. The pacing was horrible. The ending was basic and safe and pretentious. Their intention versus execution was misjudged immensely. What else? Oh, here it is. I summed up what happens. Act 1, Will gets powers. Act 2, Max wakes up. Act 3, 11 and Vecna die. That's it. I told that to my boyfriend, and I was like, tell me what else happens besides just those 3. Volume 1, 2, and 3. And he looked at me for like a good 2 minutes. He's like, oh, the car was sucked out. He's a car person, so he immediately went to Steve lost his Beamer.
Press F for the Beamer. the most tragic death of them all.
Yeah. Nancy and Jonathan unproposed. That happened.
Yeah. But I wrote this down even before. I wrote this down like 2 days ago. Not interested in future projects in or around the world, and I'm not interested in anything from the brothers without any merit in the future.
Okay. Sketch.
All right. Well, not to completely give a 180 here, but being the crippling chronic optimist that I always am, I'll be the opposite here. A lot of the moments that were there, I was very positive. Like I said, there are a lot of that I think is going to stick around with a lot of people. I think a lot of where Dustin ended up is going to stick with a lot of people. Like Blue has said, I think that the older group of 4 story is going to stick around with a lot of people. I think they're going to come around to it in more time. And it's just kind of off that too. It's us all being here. We just went for 3 hours just talking about everything for 4 episodes worth. How many shows have you been able to say over the last decade that have had that kind of staying power for discussion? I had people like in the office when season 4 came out, we were talking to like in like person, being like, okay, I've loved this conversation, but we got to get back to work. It's been 20 minutes. It's like this show has had like an insane like staying power with people over these 10 years, which I think really like speaks something. And especially just like having like this whole year-long adventure going through it all has really just like been just like a return to kind of just like media discussion that you just don't, it doesn't exist on social media to like character limits or whatever other purpose you want to attribute it to. So like it is something special to say that you can get a whole years-long discussion about this whole series from start to finish, and especially like when one of those that final season does like show up, like is announced like halfway through your discussion, like now suddenly we're all going to be like going into it blind again, like especially with like Toonie down there, like being the one blind watcher while all of us know where this is going up to a certain point was special, but then now it's like here where we're all just like first time viewing it is something that you just don't get these days anymore with like that kind of relationship with people in discussion, which I do actually think paints the experience a lot differently than if it was just watching and just discussing it with just anyone and anyone on like Twitter, Discord, wherever else you might be having these conversations.
I agree.
I remember when earlier in the seasons, because obviously I didn't know what happened in season 3 and 4, and you'd ask me like, all right, Toonie, what do you think of such a thing? And I'd ask a question, be like, so what's going on with such a thing? And then everyone would go like wide-eyed, like, just wait, that's coming.
But yeah, like this kind of like I'm saying, like the whole experience of the show, like I think I've even said before, like, but like when season 1 came out, that was senior year for college, and that season was a huge influence on like the work I was doing at the time, like as like a thesis film and everything. It has painted like a whole like tone of like aesthetic for up and coming filmmakers trying to do like thriller horror stories. It's literally one of the 2 main reasons why Dungeons and Dragons like was able to like return to like the meteoric like game and like interest of a hobby that it now is these days again. Like it basically had a whole resurgence because of the show. So like even
that's true,
if
that
like,
in Critical Role, yeah, you're right, Sketch.
Yeah, and then of course like pandemic making everyone kind of homebound means they're gonna have a lot of time to like, look into it, but that's kind of after the fact, you know, like it reestablished itself by then. And like me being, I mean, yeah, like so yeah, I am like the criminal optimist when it comes to the show. Like I gave this season like a 7 out of 10 because I thought those moments were really positive. I admit it has a lot of faults and a lot of plot holes and issues, but I mean, compared to some of the stuff we said about some of the other seasons, like 2 and a few of the singular episodes, I don't know if it was that much more egregious than a lot of the other ones.
Yeah.
Sketch, I would have said, like, I watched Godzilla vs. Kong 2. The film's probably a 2 out of 10. I watched the film like 4 times.
Yeah,
it's fucking stupid, but I love it. I love King Kong or Godzilla suplexing King Kong.
Yeah, no, Blue, it's funny. I've had that discussion with my buddies when they'll tell me like, because I like that first Godzilla vs. Kong movie when it came out. I was like, dude, that was the dumbest shit I ever saw. And I just looked them down. I just went, big monkey fights big dinosaur. Movie fun, movie good.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
Yeah.
I just want to hit these super chats real quick. Blue, Nadia has been the best part of my Friday nights. Oh,
who said that? What jerk said that?
Thank you for the sticker. I believe it's a Corgi from what I saw. Thank you so much. Both of you guys didn't have to do that.
Also, Nadia, you're the only person 2025 I actually did a 8-hour stream with. And you're only you for the entire year.
And a 4-hour stream the other night too. For you guys, here you go.
The mirror of your dreams. Make believe I'm everywhere.
One last time.
I won't forget, for July 4th, I binged the entire season with my mother on July 4th a couple years ago. Like that, again, that memory, can't take that away from me.
Yeah.
I think I'm with you, Sketch. I think a lot of people initially were a little too hard on the finale after rewatching it. I think a lot of people are a little too hard on the whole season, focusing on mostly Will's coming out scene, the breakup scene, probably the second biggest one. And then probably 11's cop-out death. Probably those 3 are the biggest points that I've seen people complain about. But I feel like a lot of people follow the tune of other people's horns. So like they're afraid to admit that they like something when a majority don't, right? And people need to realize the internet is not real world. Like people like things. I've seen both sides. I've seen where people have said they've come back onto Twitter after really enjoying the finale in theaters and realizing that Twitter has just been a dumpster fire of like negative reviews of the show and stuff. Are there problems? Go ahead, Sketch.
Sorry. No, I was sorry. I'll let you finish because I'm going to issue a few challenges to everyone who might be in those camps.
I have been a Stranger Things fan since day one. I've loved this first season. I've watched every single season. I've enjoyed watching it with my husband. I've enjoyed watching it with you guys. Like this year has just Fridays. I'm always looking forward to with you guys. Like whether the episode's great, like The Lost Sister or something, like or if it's like I've just enjoyed having the conversations with you guys. So I think. For me, what I will remember of this year is not how bad or how good season 5 was, but the experience with you guys going through it. So, what were you going to say, Sketch? And then we're going to wrap up and go.
I was just going to issue 2 final questions to any audience members. You guys don't have to answer, but you can think about it if you want. The first one in regards to like you said, like it seems like all the attention on Twitter is focused on like Will's coming out scene and it being like bad. I want to issue the challenge like, okay, if that's bad or you don't like it, can we provide an example, like 2 to 4 examples from the last 15 years of like a gay character on screen or like that kind of representation where you think that it was done well? Because in my, I'm looking at like how it's been treated this series. I'm like, this is probably like one of the best like gay characters put to television in that I can think like in my lifetime is right here. And if this isn't good enough now because the monologue is a little ho-hum, like I don't know what it is. That's number one. Number two is like for anyone who is saying like this show or like this season like destroys the whole series or it's awful, like one of the worst things ever. Okay, well let me give me an example of like TV from this year specifically that you did appreciate that you thought was good. Like what's a season of television that came out this year that you would say is like the opposite, like, is the good example? Like what are you comparing it to?
Yeah. Don't cop out with Game of Thrones. That's everybody's cop out for anything.
No, like
remotely better.
But also I want to specify it. Tell me a season that was released this year specifically, just this year. Like, are you going? Is it Smiling Friends season 3? Is it Bear season 4? Squid Game season 3? Like, what would you consider to be like the good example? Because like I can give those are all I rank all those higher on my list than Stranger Things 5.
And not to piggyback, but in a sense to copy or off Sketch, Nadia, like the thing is, and again, objectively, look at the numbers, boys and girls. 2025, Stranger Things, love or hate it, this is by all accounts, by every metric, the biggest show of 2025. Hands fucking down. Again, Twitter. Hey guys, I hate the finale. Okay, I got 1,000 likes. You got 1,000 likes. Okay, cool, 1,000 likes. 60 million people watch this fucking show. Your 1,000 likes doesn't mean dick. No
I also
offense.
think objectively people don't understand that this is not going to be Game of Thrones. Like we all thought it was going to be Game of Thrones, right? We all were expecting it. But realistically, looking back at all 4 seasons, really honestly, nobody was going to die, right? It was just like it fits the montage. So like I don't think people realize it wasn't going to take the swings like Game of Thrones. It was always going to be a show that you could watch with your family, with kids, your parents, and stuff like that. So,
you know what? In that regard, I am happy that they went the Return of the King style epilogue and gave everyone like their closing.
Yeah.
I hope you, ma'am. I'm almost done. All right, we're gonna get out of here. Sketch, what do you got going on?
Let's see. Wow. No longer having this is gonna open up a lot of time for some other stuff. I don't know what I'm gonna do with myself. Sound design demo reel for 2025 going to be available sometime this year to launch a new professional freelancing website, so it can get more work and go take this whole discussion of these creative juices that have been flowing and have been kind of like reignited, so I can go work on people's projects. Maybe one day work with the Duffer Brothers, and when we're working, I'm like, I really like Stranger Things, and just turn away. No explanation, just to. Sorry.
I like Stranger Things. No. That's no. You're good, Sketch.
That's the end goal. I'll meet them at Paramount.
Very cool. I hope you do. Whatever you do, Sketch, I always support it 100%. Rachel, what do you got going on next?
In 10 minutes. With the
Oh, shit.
Discord link
Okay.
in, watching a movie. It's okay. I've already moved it twice today, so I don't want to be late now. Westworld 1973, getting ready to watch that for the first time. Happy National Science Fiction Day. Follow me at Elder Moliere for daily movies.
Cool. When credits roll, just hop out. Don't worry about being backstage.
Okay.
Just go. Blue, what do you got going on next?
I did watch today actually Daisy Ridley's We Bury the Dead. It's not a great zombie film, but yeah, I'm always around, Nadia, and you know this for 2026. Whenever you need me, just ask.
Okay.
So.
Toonie, what about you? What's going on in the gaming world?
In the gaming world, I'm not the right person to ask. I just keep to my own games. No, I'm trying to push full steam ahead with finishing off Lies of P so that I can. I'm in the middle of the DLC right now. I want to finish that up and then finish the main game so that I can start moving on to Dynasty Warriors 2, an old classic.
Nice.
Yeah, that's what I want to get into. So if you want to see Dynasty Warrior 2 videos, make sure to kick me in the face if I miss an upload. But no, I'm looking to make shorter and snappier videos so that they're a bit more punchier, so I can hopefully no promises, but maybe try and get out 2 videos a day going forward.
Nice.
Once the shorter videos start, so they're not like 40 minutes to an hour. Hopefully that might increase the click-through rate a little bit, but we'll have to see.
Very cool. Thank you guys. You guys have been honestly the gem of every Friday for me. I've enjoyed spending time with you, even Toxic. I've enjoyed the memories we have made. It is going to be very sad. For this channel, I am taking a little bit of a break. There won't be any live streams.
You're not quitting, it's a break.
Yeah, I'm not quitting. I'm just taking a week or two off. I'm working on some new content. It's still horror related. So that will be starting to be uploaded. I'm trying to shoot for February, beginning of it, but we'll see. But I will be coming back. I just need to take care of myself and such. With that being said, I hope you all have a great night. Definitely Hellfire Club definitely lives on in all of us.
Look at those 2 Hellfire Clubs.
Yep. And I hope everybody. Yes, go ahead, Rachel. Go ahead, Rachel.
I just want to say I would do the same thing because I have the same shirt. That was a shirt I was going to wear. If I do that, there will be a very, very happy gentleman's. Because
Zax, don't do it. Zax is in the chat. Don't do it. Zax.
I know. It's like, eh. Anyway,
I will be back. I promise. I will be back at some point. But again, thank you guys, everybody who's been on any panels I've done, shows I've done this year. You guys have been the light of my life. Chat too. You guys have been awesome. You guys are great. So I look forward to coming back recharged and rested. So on that note, the end of Stranger Things for us. As always, you all know what to do. See you in the upside down. Stay spooky.